And I'll just show you where we're at. So I've had a little bit of a redesign because last time I was on the stream, I did this one. So it's a finished posed Teela, but I suppose there was elements that I just wanted a little bit more dramatic and in action, kind of like reflecting what we had already done with other characters as well. So I went back to the drawing board and I looked at ways that I can make a little bit more dramatic. I'm going to do a little bit more of a crash sort of battle scene in there as well, and hopefully that will give a bit more drama to it, and give it a little bit more sort of a flow between the other characters that we've created and this one. So today, I know I'm going to do a little bit of catch up with Kenny when he gets on, but I'm going to just sort of finish his pose off. I'll have a bit of a crash wreckage here, and then we'll start laying down our first layers of gouache. So welcome to everyone that's joined us today from Australia and the States and around the world. And Positron, good to see you here. And yep, that's excellent. You've managed to stay awake for us. Love to know whereabouts in the planet you are at the moment. So let's get started. So all I'm doing now is I've kind of had my pose here. I know I'm going to have a leg sort of positioning itself up here, which means I've got a bit of foreshortening to do on that knee. Bring up to that leg here. And I guess I just try to work up the muscle and the direction of the pose first before I start to add the costume. I know I did a bit of a cheat here, but generally I tend to do the face first, and that tends to keep me in proportion for the rest of it, if that makes sense. So I know I've got an arm dropping down here that's going to be holding her shield. So I'll sort of map that out to start with. Again, there's going to be a bit of foreshortening as her arm and wrist come around like that. And she's going to be holding her shield like so. Maybe like that, actually. Oh, nice. You're in Newcastle. Excellent. I was born in Gosford, so a little bit down from you, but not far away. Welcome anyway. Now, for those of you who are new to this, to Back to the Drawing Board with Kenny and I, what we do is we obviously offer a back and forward with people that are watching, but feel free to draw along with us. We encourage that. So if you have questions, if you're an artist or you're someone that's want to learn the craft a little bit, we certainly do welcome questions, and we will definitely share everything we have as we move through it. All right, so I'm going to move down here now, get some of these muscles done. And I just change pencils up a bit just to get a bit more free flowing with my pencil work. And I have a bit of a trap where I tend to make the legs a little bit bigger than they need to be. I do that with the males and females. So I'm going to try and keep it reasonably in perspective. So let's keep her leg here. I'm going to give it lots of nice tension. And she's come off the wreckage. She's ready to leap into battle. That's the plan here. Hope everyone's having a great week, no matter where they are on the planet, and that you're doing really well. Let's move down here like that. It's been a big week for a lot of creators, coming off the back of San Diego Comicon and some big things like that happening around. So lots of people are traveling and moving around. Put that leg knee in there like that. Like that. Right. Okay. So let's just try and shape the edge of her torso as twisting here. As I move in and put the rib cage in. And I haven't really determined a light source for this one yet. Although with a bit of wreckage down there, I might actually reflect up a bit of reflected light at the bottom here, just like I did with the Man-at-Arms piece we did early on. Rib cage under there. So Kenny and I tend to try and show the whole process of drawing from concept through to the finished result. Sure enough, there are times when we probably have to do a little bit here and there off screen just to make sure it's not a 50 million hour StreamYard. So there are times, I guess, when you haven't looked at a piece for a while and you look at it and you go, look, I just don't think it works as well as I really want it to. So I'm going to have to restart to make it more dramatic. I could have persisted through the one I had, but I wanted it to be more of a less stoic and more about leaping into battle, a bit more tension in the pose, I guess you could say. So our goal with these, with our Masters of the Universe, is to try and take the toy characters that we all knew growing up and the cartoons that we knew growing up and trying to give it more of a realistic sort of bend to it, a bit of a realistic aesthetic, where we're leaning in some of those, if you can. I mean, some of those characters are a bit out there and a bit crazy. So we try to add a little bit more of a nice twist to it. And hopefully eventually we'll get to the point where, yeah, because some of these characters are wild. Like some of their designs are very, very colorful and bright. So hopefully they're successful in feeling like they're living in a real world. And the whole purpose, I think, towards the end of it is that Kenny and I will be putting together a little book with all of these images together. All right, just going to get her foot here and her boot. All right. Yeah, we did change times today. Usually we are chiming in a day earlier, but due to our scheduling and jobs that we've got to do, sometimes it is what it is. We try to get on when we can. All right. So Positron, if you haven't already, if you can help us out, it'd be great if you can like and subscribe to our channel. Share the love around so we can sort of get the word out there that we're doing these things, and it always helps us to keep progressing the channel forward, and we always appreciate it. So I think eventually we're going to get a sword happening, I think, just across there like that. That's the plan. So she's cutting across the face a bit. That's what I'm going to do. All right, and Kenny is joining me now. I'm just going to bring Kenny onto the stage. How are you, Kenny?
Hello, hello, hello.
Good to see you, buddy. It's been a while.
Am I coming in good?
You're loud and clear.
Good?
You're all good.
Perfect, perfect. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, all.
We're joined with Positron today. We've got because we jumped in at a different time, I think we've thrown our regulars off the wheel for a bit.
No worries, no worries. That's, I took a second to kind of broadcast it to YouTube as well as to Facebook.
Nice.
So that we can get this rolling. Man, it's been a long time.
It has. It truly is back to the drawing board. Like we've,
I mean,
we're the sequel that no one wanted.
I'm telling you, it's the return of RDJ that no one asked for.
Absolutely. Now I've done a redo here, Kenny. I've restarted my character.
Right.
I just I looked at it today and I was like, I was bored with it before I started painting. So I said that's not a good sign. So it's a nice drawing, but it's just not where I want it to be. And I was thinking, I guess, too, of the whole series that we've done so far.
Right.
And Positron's just saying good idea.
How's it going? How's it going, Positron? Welcome to the stream. Will and I try to do this on a weekly basis, but as such is the life of graciously working artists, right?
Yep.
Oh, sometimes obligations pull us away from some of the things that that we enjoy doing, and streaming live with you guys is 100% something that Will and I absolutely love doing.
Yes.
So welcome, and we hope to see you again. Every time we stream and whenever we go live, rather.
Excellent.
So Will, what did you do different?
Well, so I'll show you this is the original.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Last time.
Okay.
And so yeah, I like the I was really happy the way the legs came out. Happy to pose, but I need a bit more action.
Okay. Yeah, there's a little more energy in that.
Yeah, so I want more attention. I'm going to do a little bit of I'm going to do a crashed battle ram next to her with a leg on it.
Nice.
And I'm thinking I might do some in the distance, some silhouettes of the villains, like they're surrounding her.
Okay.
So it's like a set, like a trap, like it's set up as a trap.
I like it, man. And that hair that you rendered, it looks really, really good.
Thanks, man. It's a little bit rough, but I put a bit more flow to it.
Nah, you get that nice pullback from the tiara. That's beautiful.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, so I'm just trying to get the tricky angle. I'm gonna have the sword cutting across the hair here. It's just gonna go nice, like she's pulling it. Battle pose.
Okay.
Very Conan-esque.
Right. That looks great.
That's the plan. Nice
twist nice twist in the torso.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Legs look great.
It's always tricky when you get that the twist happening and then the legs moving the other way. Or tricky.
Yvette's
look at Corvette's here. How are you, Corvette? Good to see you.
Corvette. I love that.
Now you have to sing the Prince song, Little Red Corvette. You do it.
Little Red Corvette. I like it. Corvette. That's
Corvette. There we go. It's happening. Happening here back to the drawing board.
Absolutely.
So how have you been? You been good?
I've been good, man. Busy. I get my son every summer.
Yeah.
He was with me for a pretty good amount of time this time, which was great. And as it's to be expected, right? Every time he's here, I want to carve out time with him. So, I have to move some things around in order for that to take place and, not interfere with, how I pay the bills.
Right.
Which is art and such, but,
yeah.
Because he doesn't live local to me, or rather in the same state. I gotta take full advantage of when he's here and make little activities with him.
Absolutely. Yep.
And and that's still finding the balance in between the programs and workshops that I teach throughout the summer.
That's right. That's what you were doing yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was hosting a workshop for teens ages 12 to 17. I actually ran into one of my former students, who expressed wanting to come back.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Not. I'm waiting for you in the car park to settle things, Kenny Calder. I'm back for revenge. One of us lives, one of us dies.
There can only be one.
The Obi-Wan and Darth Vader moment, That's hilarious.
But no, man, it's and I'm pretty sure you've like run into some of your old students like out in the wild, you
Yeah.
know, and, and you've seen that they've like kept up with like the stuff that you've taught them, and that they've like maintained, the practice of doing things outside of their comfort zone, and you see the development. And it's almost like getting that proud dad moment all over again,
Yes. Yeah.
So I saw this kid that I hadn't seen in maybe about a year, and today he turned 13. Shout out to you, Ethan, if you're watching. Um, and he popped up in my workshop last night, and he was super happy, to like show me all the recent stuff that he's been doing. Like, I know his mom like runs his Instagram page, so she does a really good job of posting a lot of his current works.
Nice.
And it just
What
really
a good mom.
impressive. Oh yeah, dude, it's it's rewarding to see that kind of dedication and development. When you like sort of like pour a lot of energy into a kid, and you kind of hope that they take something from the stuff you've shown them, and apply it.
Yes.
There's no feeling like that, dude.
You hope that the seeds take root there somewhere.
That's right.
Even if it's later, sometimes it's years later. They go, I remember. Now this makes sense now.
Exactly. I'm starting to see a lot of that in my son now, right? Because before, it was like, yeah, my dad, knows how to draw really good. That was like his whole approach to it.
Yeah.
But this past summer, or rather like leading into this past summer, he's been drawing more. He's been like eager to show me the things that he's like worked on.
Yeah.
And like, I'm starting to see the what's the word I'm looking for? The itch. I'm starting to see him like, gravitate to it more and more. So I gave him like a bunch of like pens, some microns. I gave him a mechanical pencil. I gave him a little sketchbook to take home.
Nice.
Yeah, so he's, I love seeing the enthusiasm in his little face, with the things that he's been drawing. Aside from that, he's, also taken to asking questions.
Yeah.
Right. There have been moments where I'm working on some stuff at my drafting table, and he'll stand right next to me, right, and kind of ask questions like, "Dad, why do you do that? Why, why is doing this practice important?" You know what I mean? Like, oh, such an amazing feeling.
You're like, shut up, get out. I'm trying to concentrate.
I'm trying to focus.
Nobody help me. Nobody help me. You figure it out.
But it's been a busy but rewarding summer.
Nice. So you've introduced him to the maddening quest.
Indeed. Now it's on him to find his way.
Yes.
I can only give him the tool.
No, that's right. That's right.
And how are things on your end? How's the family, the kids?
They're good, man. Everything's good. It's been a busy couple of weeks, sort of wrapping up some of those trading card projects, and as you know, we've just started another one, so it's been back to back, but exciting things happening. And there's lots going on in the world. As I started the stream today, we talked about the fact that it's been a busy couple of weeks with San Diego Comicon, and people getting sort of wrapped up in that world, and we got a ton of announcements happening this last. I thought, what a great time to discuss that on the stream, because it's part of our news of what we talk about.
Absolutely.
Of what is going on in the world today. So,
and I like to keep tabs on stuff.
Yes, sir.
So
when you get that paint flowing,
yeah. So before I get into the pop culture stuff,
Yeah.
I want to explain a little bit of what I'm doing here, right?
Do it.
So as per our last stream, I had knocked out the pencils for this Teela, right? I have her standing on some like a little bit of a rock formation. Move this light away so that we can truly appreciate these lines a little bit, right? So I have her standing on.
I'm going to bring up Solo, Kenny. Just give me a second.
Sure. So I have her standing on a little bit of a rock formation. Now my lines are kind of light simply because I like to start off with an H grade lead, right? H grade pencils don't break up very well in the tooth of the page, so your line art will come out relatively light. So I like to start off that way so that my art doesn't get muddy as I'm progressing and I'm sliding around. It's also the reason why I'm wearing this glove. So what I'm doing is I'm dabbing this with a kneaded eraser to kind of pull out some of the excess lead before I start to apply my watercolor and a little bit of gouache, which is going to be, actually, no, I did say that I was going to do this all gouache, didn't I? So that's what we're going to do here. I'm going to just lay in some basic fills so I can map out where my values are going to lie. A lot of where I decide those values are going to fall depending on my light sources. I kind of improv that as I go, So after this phase, a lot of what I do color wise is like jazz. So that's the phase that we're in at this moment. I'm just kind of pulling out some of the excess lead so that when I begin to apply, we don't get any of that lead sort of like muddying up the color. All right, so we can move this lamp down just a bit. And he's
Very
back.
cool. Yeah, I just sort of give you the solo where you're just going through it.
Very nice. Thank you, sir.
Very good.
Thank you kindly.
It's just more, you can see more of it on screen, so it was nice to see.
Oh, true.
I'm loving that Frazetta tree you got happening in the background. That's very cool.
Yeah, that was a good call. You gave me that suggestion. That was a really, really good call. And it's a nice sort of like break. Right? We get that nice golden triangle here with the staff
and the leg. Yep.
Yes, sir.
Very cool.
So I got my brushes going, got my water. Actually, change this water.
It's actually nice. I haven't seen your drawing in a while. I'm just staring at it now. It's nice to revisit it. Sometimes we go back to back and we're just in the machine. It's nice to have a pause.
Oh, absolutely. It's it's one of the benefits, I suppose, from taking such a long break. You come back to the art with fresh eyes.
Yes. Yeah. I agree.
So, in popular culture, yes, because we're going back.
We love popular culture.
It's been a little bit.
Yeah,
right?
We are. It's been a bit.
I did see that our boy Henry has begun filming for Highlander.
Yes, I've seen that. Yes. And there are rumors that he's part of Warhammer as well. Is that true?
Yes. And apparently he's a big Warhammer fan.
Of course he is. Aren't they all when they start in a property? I was the biggest fan. I was the biggest nerd. No, you weren't.
He's like high key a big Warhammer nerd. He was being interviewed. I think it was on a talk show in the UK.
Right.
And they were talking about his departure from the Witcher series.
Yes. Yeah.
And he mentioned that like Warhammer 40K was like one of his like the I guess the interviewer had asked him like what's one of his hobbies aside from working out, and he said, I love Warhammer 40K, like that's my jam. And you can see the fanboy jump out of this man.
And the internet went crazy.
Yo, the Twitter was on fire, right?
Yeah.
All the Warhammer 40K fans were like, they were on it. right?
Yes.
To see, you know, to see Henry Cavill like basically light up when he started
Yeah.
talking to Superman before he came, right? So one of the things that he boasts about um, the new Highlander movie is that there won't be, quote, no goofy sword fights, end quote.
Okay. That's
Okay,
interesting.
so no Scottish guys pretending to be Spaniards, right?
Although he was my favorite character. Is it Ramirez? He was my
He
favorite character.
was. He really was. Hello, Highlander. You know,
Yeah.
he's like,
What do you mean? What do you mean, mate?
you know,
What are you talking about?
you know. So so that was very exciting to read because I
Yeah.
love the OG like Highlander.
Yes, so do I. The movie.
That was definitely one of my like cult favorites, you know, from that time era.
Yeah.
And you know the anime was actually really well done. Highlander Vengeance.
Right. I never saw that.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's from the same studio that did Ninja Scroll.
Oh, okay. Well, that must be good. Yeah, Ninja Scroll was good.
Yes. So very excited to see what Henry does as Highlander. Then I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
you've seen this. The movie trailer that's been floating around the internet right before Comic Con hit, the new Hellboy movie.
Yeah. Now that looks good. The Crooked Man.
Yes.
Now
Now
that looks good.
I do like that it feels a bit more bare bones.
It feels like it's really leaning into Mignola stuff, like the real
Yes.
paranormal. Yeah.
Yes. You know what I mean? That like I know that some people like hate it, right? Because they want you know they hate, right? You know,
They turn into the Sopranos when they don't like something. Hey, what? Hey, what?
what is it? Hey,
What is,
get them out of here.
make
Right?
it gone. Make it gone.
Make it gone. I like it. You know?
It's not my boy. Not my boy.
Hey,
Where's the boy?
so, yeah, you know, a lot of what I've been seeing on the interwebs is, you know, that Hellboy looks a little weird. It
Oh, they
looks
look good.
it looks cheaply made, right?
Really? Oh, they
Yeah,
look
man.
good.
I'm seeing a lot of negative like feedback from it, but you know, the people that have said positive things,
Yeah.
you know, are like praising the fact that it doesn't feel so overly produced.
Well, you know, like I love, you know, Guillermo del Toro, but I kind of felt that was a bit campy. You know, like it
Yeah,
was a bit colorful and bright and jokey and the cats and I get it. I get all how it all fits in, but I don't know. I just felt it was a bit, you know, it wasn't taking itself the property that serious. But then I saw this one. I thought this kind of looks a bit dark and a bit adult.
right.
Yeah.
Sort of like the approach they took with Blade, right?
Right. Yeah. Like I could show a
Mhm.
class at school the first Hellboy. I couldn't show them this one.
Right.
You know, that's the barometer for me. And that's okay.
Like the OG felt kind of like a Disney movie,
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Nickelodeon.
right? You know?
SpongeBob. Hellboy in the SpongeBob
Yeah,
universe.
you know. So there's that. It looks really, really good. Hellboy, the crooked man
Oh, it
looks
looks great.
excellent. You know, especially if they go with a lot more practical effects. I'm a
Oh,
huge,
yeah.
huge fan of practical
Yes.
effects. You know, especially in horror movies and supernatural films. You know, you can't go wrong with practical effects.
It kind of reminds me of like Hellboy and Evil Dead in the same universe.
Yes, that's
You know?
dude. That's
But,
exactly what I thought of.
yeah, like with the sound effects and the twitchy figures and the And the fact it's in the woods, you know, like I just thought, this is the good stuff.
That's where it hit me right in the field.
Right in the Evil Dead feels.
I'm telling you. You give me OG Evil Dead, every time.
Anytime.
Every time.
Absolutely.
So then, jumping forward, Christopher
Is that an Evil Dead segue you're just about to go to now?
A bit.
Because you know there was an announcement. There was an announcement about Evil Dead.
Was there?
Yeah, that he's looking at doing an animated series on Evil Dead.
Ooh.
Bruce Campbell.
Man, that's big.
Yeah, that could change lives.
That's big news.
Yeah.
Big news. See, you scooped me on that one.
There you go. That's the San Diego Comicon announcement.
Ah, very nice. Very nice.
I know. I get serious FOMO when it's Comic-Con time.
Dude, man, you're not the only one. You're not the only one. But you know, with my boy here, it was an easy path. You know what I mean?
And jobs. You got to do jobs. Your life.
I had the offer to go.
Did you? Yeah.
And
That's right. You did. Yeah.
I had, I recently colored a book, an indie book for Dynamite.
Yeah.
And they wanted me to come up to San Diego to talk on the panel for the property, and I couldn't make it because my kid was here. I didn't want to impede my daddy time.
That's right. That's right. There'll always be another Comic-Con.
Yeah, this is true. So speaking of sons, Christopher Reeve's son William will be appearing in the new James Gunn Superman movie as an homage to not just Superman, but the actor that brought him to the big screen.
Nice.
That is a beautiful thing.
Now that's in post-production now.
Yes, they're almost done with that. And I gotta say, it looks pretty good.
I'm keen to see how it all comes together.
Yeah, dude, like it looks pretty good.
Because you and I got a vested interest in the Superman. We know this, right? This is
absolutely.
Fact. This is hard facts.
hard facts. You know what I mean?
This is a documentary, right? There's nothing fictional about this. This is our character.
Absolutely. Hands down. So like they gotta come correct and not come at all.
That's right. Listen. Get it right. Get it right, or there's going to be a car park incident. Just get it right.
It's going to get ugly.
The Scranton Strangler's coming for you if I don't.
I'm telling you.
If I don't get this right. Scranton Strangler.
Keeping in line with some of the DC stuff, Lanterns is coming to HBO Max. Right? With an 8-episode season 1 out the gate.
Now, has it been long enough since Ryan Reynolds? That's the big question.
I think it has. Especially if they're going to give us the buddy cop like dynamic.
Lethal Weapon.
I'm ready for that. I'm 100% ready for that. So it looks like the show is set to be
no Danny Glover.
Oh no! I think he's too old for this shit. I think that's
but literally now he really is.
100%. The way
I just finished watching all of those again, because they're a good watch.
They are. They're definitely fun movies.
Yeah.
So it says that the Lanterns, the Green Lantern TV show, is going to be the cornerstone of James Gunn's DC universe.
Right. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. So the showrunners include like Chris Mundy, who did Ozarks and was on True Detective.
Oh, then that's a good show.
Already they're coming out of the gate like heavy. Right?
Yeah, True Detective, straight up. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Damon Lindelof, who was on the Watchmen TV show and The Leftovers.
And what was the last one? Sorry.
The Leftovers.
Okay. Yep.
Right. So then we're gonna get some of that air of like unsettling mystery.
Yeah.
Like the Leftovers had, and the Watchmen, and then DC Comics writer Tom King will be writing some episodes as well.
Love Tom King.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So they're there's a heavy investment there.
They're not mucking around. They're straight into it.
I'm telling you.
They're swinging the bell hasn't rang, and they're still they started swinging.
Yeah. And it says the show boasts being a detective story with superhero action, and it will follow veteran GL Hal Jordan and the new recruit John Stewart.
Oh, awesome! Finally, John Stewart.
Yes, indeed.
Did they skip Kyle, or is he later?
Who?
Kyle Rayner, wasn't he? Like, was he between?
Kyle Rayner comes later, dude. He's much later.
We're not talking about Kyle.
No, Kyle's definitely in the conversation because he's my favorite GL.
Is he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Kyle was he the one who had the girlfriend who ended up in the fridge?
Yes.
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 That's a rough day at work. That's a rough coming home. You got to get your meal out of the fridge. You peeled off we talked about peeling off those costumes.
Yeah.
You've had the moment.
Oh.
You wonder what is known home, but you think, I've got the TV to myself. You open the fridge, the girlfriend's in the fridge.
Oh, she's in the fridge.
The fridge.
That's it. Now you're scarred for life. You can never open fridges ever again.
There's got to be a moment where you go, really? I just wanted a nice evening. Can I have one? Why?
So I think that because the GL series rather is going to be the cornerstone of the Gunn DC universe, I think we're going to get Lanterns first.
Oh, okay.
Then Superman, and that
really
because it's going to be the cornerstone. So it's like it starts with the GLs,
right? Yeah, with you.
It's going to start off with the GLs, and then we'll get introduced to Guy Gardner in the Superman film.
Nice. Okay. Yeah.
So then, then there's been that controversy with our boy Neil Gaiman.
Oh yeah, right. Here we go.
Right. You know that we don't like to get too political on our street.
That's true.
Right. So allegedly, Neil Gaiman has been wrapped up in some essay allegations, right? That after 66, I'm misquoting myself. The thing is that it was two women that actually came forward, one of which was a former employee of his.
Oh, dear.
Like a cleaning lady or something that came forward, making some allegations that Neil was,
a creep.
Yeah, a bit of a creep. I don't know how true that is. I'm not going to discredit the lady because, of course, if she was victimized and, there's evidence of that, by all means, she deserves, justice for that.
Yes. He needs to go to the pain cave if he's done the wrong thing, for sure.
That's it. We gotta get that ready for him, right?
Yeah. So we're gonna clean it out, hose it down, get the paint.
We gotta hose it out, change out a lot of the, change out the tarps.
like your Dexter. Like
change out the tarps and such, right? Get it ready. Right?
Yeah. Get it
so
ready.
Then in comic news.
Hey, get it ready.
Hey,
There's not even any body to the email. It's just the title, the subject, get it ready. And you just know. You just know. Okay, get it ready.
It's about that time. It's about that time for pig. Right?
And everybody knows that email.
Oh, that's it. Oh,
Just get it ready.
oh no, it's time to get ready.
It's time to get ready. So tell me, comic news. What else is going on?
So in comic news, after 66 years, DC is eliminating an iconic piece of Superman lore.
What?
I'll give you a guess at what it is.
I really don't know this one. Let me see. An iconic piece of Superman lore.
Yes.
Would it be? Is it something that we would have both thought you can't get rid of that?
100%.
Is it Mara and Pa Kent?
No.
Oh, okay. Is it? It can't be Krypton.
No.
I was going to say. Is it costume based?
It is not. It's actually location based.
So no Smallville?
No Fortress of Solitude.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're getting rid of the Fortress of Solitude. Right? So in an upcoming Superman storyline, the Fortress of Solitude is set to be destroyed.
Oh, so they're going to blow it up. They're not retconning it like it never happened.
No, it's gone.
It's gone. It's just gone. I don't know what to say. It's gone.
Right? They're making it gone, right?
What do you mean it's gone? It just built. It's gone. I don't know what to say. Just some guy from Goodfellas on the other end of the line. I don't know. It's gone.
So fans can expect an emotional impact as they witness the end of the iconic piece of Superman lore in an upcoming Absolute Power #3.
So he's going to have a giant key with no door. He's just going to be walking around with a giant key. What do I do with this key?
You might as well just melt it down and, like, I don't know, turn it into a car or something. I don't know.
A car. When you can fly. I suppose it's like the spider buggy. You know, like, what do you need a spider buggy, dude?
What do you need that for? What do they need?
What are you doing? What are you actually doing?
Right. So then there was a really interesting article that I saw on CBR that discussed a list of 10 characters that should be in James Gunn's DCU.
Right. Before you start that, have we got an outline of the ones that he is putting in there?
We don't. Not yet.
Yeah, so they could be. Or they started proposing, hey, James, listen to our advice.
This is true.
This is what you need to put in there.
This is true. So at number 10 is Bane.
Really?
Number 10 was Bane.
Are you a big Bane fan?
So it depends on who's writing.
Right.
You know, I do love Bane as a character, right? But like, he can't be mindless muscle.
Right.
Bane the tactician, that's my guy.
Yeah. He's the backbreaker. He's the backbreaker.
Yeah, exactly. Like Nightfall Bane, who like systematically set up, you know, Batman to you know, have to relinquish the mantle of Batman.
And we're not talking about movie. We're not talking about movie Bane. We're talking about the comic Bane.
Comic book Bane, Nightfall, the Nightfall storyline. That's my Bane.
That's your Bane.
Yeah. So if it's gonna be that kind of Bane, sign me up. All right. At number 9 is Mr. Mxyzptlk.
What?
Yes.
They want the DC Rumpelstiltskin in as a James Gunn's. Okay.
Like.
So does that mean also for Batman we need a Batmite as well?
We would have to bring in Batmite. You know. Now I will say, I don't think that Mxyzptlk will translate well in a film.
Right.
Because he's too wacky of a character, in my opinion.
Right out there. Now, was that a Julie Schwartz? That was a Julie Schwartz creation, I think, wasn't he?
I think so.
That was that era.
Yeah.
where he's doing trippy
that was that really weird era, like golden age kind of era, where
60s,
like DC Comics didn't make a whole lot of sense.
Right. Yeah.
It was very like villain of the week.
Right.
Per episode, right?
But then they got good things like was Bizarro part? I think he was part of that era too. So that we got some good stuff out of that.
Yes, we did get the breakdown of the different kryptonite colors.
Yes, and Crypto and Superboy.
Yeah, we got Crypto. We got Superman Red and Blue.
Yep.
But
I think we also had the Supergirl universe expanded with that too, where she had Streaky the cat, and
it's true.
I can't remember the horse's name. It was like Comet or something, but
it was coming. It was coming.
Yeah, we had some cool stuff like that happening as well.
Yeah. So Mixoplick. Okay, we'll see. Right. At number 8.
just a suggestion. just a suggestion. Jimmy Gunn, if you listen to Jimmy Gunn.
We'll see. We'll see, right? So at number 8 is Captain Cold and the Rogues.
Oh, so part of the Flash universe.
Yes.
Yeah.
That
I'm down for that.
Sign me up.
Yes.
Immediately.
Now. Right? Do it now. Don't look at me. Don't look at me funny. Go do it.
A good depiction of the Rogues?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a ragtag group of villains that are just tired of the Flash.
Yeah.
All
for it. Absolutely. Now, who was Mirror Master was part of that, wasn't he?
Mirror Master. I mean, we had a rotation in the roster, right? So we had Mirror Master. I mean, I think like the core ones was Mirror Master, Captain Cold, Heat Wave,
that's it.
Golden Glider, the Top, the Prankster.
Just that name. Hi, I'm the Golden Glider. What are you, the Golden Glider?
Look, I glide. All right.
What are you?
I like gold. I glide. It kind of writes itself.
I look good in it. People tell me I should join something, so I'm here. I'm a joiner. I'm a joiner.
So I'm very intrigued to see what they would do. I mean, especially if it's like in the style of James Gunn's storytelling.
Right.
Because it was going to the galaxy.
Yeah, look, I'm curious to see what he does with this, because we've seen him do the comedy stuff and the I guess properties that no one really cared about till they made it to screen.
Right.
So we've seen him do ones that are like, if it fails, who cares? It's just Guardians of the Galaxy. But the Superman.
Yeah. Yeah.
So listen, Superman.
Yeah. Focus.
You got to get it right. This is a portfolio killer. If you don't get this right, you could be working at Hungry Jack's next week. Like, it's just a big Burger King. Like, it's not gonna. If you're lucky, In-N-Out Burger. Like, if you're lucky,
because they like Superman too, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So at number 7 is Bizarro.
Now I'm in for that 1,000,000%. Bizarro.
Okay. Now, there've been a few different iterations to the Bizarro mythos.
Yeah.
Right. Now,
I don't want the compassionate, he's kind of a half friend Bizarro.
Like the Frankenstein's monster kind of Bizarro.
Yeah, or we can get him to work with us if we just speak in reverse. No, I don't want that.
Right.
I don't want that. I want the Alex Ross Bizarro. That looks like a crazy ice vision monster.
Yes.
That's what I'm all about. That.
I'm 100% on board with it.
Yeah.
Right? Brainiac.
Yes. No, that's a no-brainer to me. Now, how have they got away with doing Luthor 1,000,000 times and never have done Brainiac?
You know what? And that's my same argument with Metallo.
Right.
How did they drop the ball on Metallo?
Or Parasite. You know, Parasite's an X-Files of the week. Like, how could you not do that one? Like,
easily, dude. Or even like, and this is probably a deep cut for most, Conduit.
yes, yep, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like they've underestimated a lot of Superman's rogues here.
right.
You know, and not giving them the shine that they so rightfully deserve, right?
Like,
So
I think we could do without a Mr. Luthor one more time. We could do without that. Like, let's
easy,
just get.
easy.
Can we get something serious? Like, even General Zod. We played Zod too many times now. Like, that's cool.
True.
Give it a break. Let's get
True.
in there with a Brainiac. Like, a Brainiac would be a real scary threat with that
Now,
giant skull ship with the tentacles.
yeah, dude. Like, did you ever see the Krypton show? They used to come on Sci-Fi.
I did, yeah.
Brainiac was absolutely frightening in that show.
Yes. Terrifying.
Because it was Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Yeah, yeah. And I really think they should have saved Starro for a Justice League movie, not a Suicide Squad.
I agree with that. I agree with that. Yeah, for sure.
Should have been part of that realm, you know, because that was their first one of the big bads in their comics, you know.
Yeah, for absolutely. So then at number 5, we have Reverse Flash.
Yes, and a proper one, not this one that we saw in the Flash movie. It looks like he's charcoal chicken, but one that actually looks like he's, you know, got the costume.
Yeah, dude. Even the CW like Reverse Flash was like awesome.
Yeah. Yes. And faithful.
CW, and exactly, and faithful to the lore.
Well, the one that looked like, you know, like a burnt.
Yeah, that was dope.
It looked terrible, dude. It looked like I just had to chip some of the crust off, and he was underneath there. You know, like, I don't know. It didn't look good.
What are you gonna do? This is why they don't give us the budgets.
They didn't ring us. They didn't ring us again.
At all.
Why not? You know?
Now,
I was waiting, but nothing.
Now for number four,
yes.
I know you as my fellow Kryptonian supporter.
Yes.
You're gonna be 100% on board with this.
Yes.
Number 4 is Mongol.
Yes. Now, does that introduce Warworld, I wonder?
Yes. Mongol, dude.
Yes.
Like, imagine a movie adaptation of the storyline, the man who has everything.
Oh my God. Or even, I don't know if you remember this one, because I feel like when I look it up, it's kind of a deep dive to try and find references for it. But in the late 80s, they had that invasion series where aliens invaded the planet Earth. Right. And the superheroes had a virus that went out and it wiped them out. Like they were just dying. And Superman was off world. So he'd sort of put himself into, secluded himself away and left the planet. So he had a little gas mask on. Could you do that? And he was just, and that's when he got stuck on Warworld. Like he was just thrown in as a gladiator.
Yes.
Meanwhile, back on the planet was getting smashed by the alien invasion. And because remember for a bit, I don't know if you remember in the 80s, he had this split personality thing going on. Yeah, where he was dressing up as Gangbuster.
Yes,
beating the hell out of like Guardian and some of those street-based heroes. And then he's like, when he discovered it, I'm Guardian, I am Gangbuster. I'm gonna have to leave. I'm gonna go.
Yeah,
he exiled himself.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Batman of Zur-En-Arr.
Yes, sir. So I would love to see that. I'd love to see him in exile. I'd love to see the Invasion series. Amazing. Because it's awesome. Like Captain Atom lost his brains and blew up because the disease made his powers uncontrollable. The Flash was just cutting laps around the planet, couldn't stop. Like it was great. It was great.
That's it.
That's more of that.
More of that.
And less of everything else. Yeah, I'm with you.
So the number 2 spot is kind of obvious, and honestly, I'm kind of fatigued. You know, number two goes to the Joker.
Oh, yeah. Really?
I'm a little fatigued. I'm a little jokered out, right? You know, Heath Ledger did a bang up job. You know, Jack Nicholson, phenomenal. Jared Leto was okay, but he was better in the director's cut, the Snyder cut.
Yes.
I liked him better in the Snyder cut. Joaquin Phoenix, like that's its own thing, and I still celebrate that one because that was excellent.
Why is that this own? Is it its own thing? Why are they doing that? You reckon?
I think you know, I think it lines up with what we've been talking about with regards to the studios giving the creatives a lane to be creative.
Right.
You know what I mean? A lane for them to tell their stories their way.
Because if you were new to this and you didn't really know the DC world, like, would you find it confusing? Would you think, well, hang on, why isn't he in Batman? Like, what's going on here?
Right, and they did allude to that being like the Joker's origin being a precursor to the Batman origin. So there's that tie-in, right?
Yes.
So it's not totally like out of the Batman mythos. It's just like its own contained thing, like the Matt Reeves Batman.
Right. Which I don't mind. I don't mind it.
No, of course. More creativity. I look at it like, more like the Elseworld stuff, right?
Right. Maybe they need to label it like that.
Oh, they are, as a matter of fact.
Are they really? Excellent.
Yeah, James Gunn had he confirmed that when he took over the reins over at DC, he said that a lot of the material that will be outside of the DCU continuity will be labeled Elseworld.
Right. So I wonder, does that mean we're going to get a Red Sun Superman? Please say yes to me. It's got to be on his radar. It's got to be.
It has to be. It has to be.
Come on. And I'm going to drop the atomic bomb here for this one. Ready for an Elseworlds? Maybe not even Elseworlds, but there's got to be someone in that office saying Kenny and Will have requested Kingdom Come.
100%.
There's got to be. It's got it. It's got to be. It's got to be.
100%, dude.
Yeah.
That has to happen.
Has to be.
It's my belief. It's my belief right now, to this day. It's my belief that they're gonna bring back Henry as Kingdom Come Superman.
Wow. Okay.
It's my belief.
Look, I'd even be happy if they just got a person that was like an ex-bodybuilder or something that was a bit thicker. That played an older Superman, like a George Reeves kind of build.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You know what I mean? Like that was less.
Shoot, what's this guy's name? He played the Punisher in the Warzone movie, the Punisher Warzone movie. He passed away recently. I'm forgetting his name.
The
Australian guy. Yeah.
Yes. And he just played the bad guy in the Ahsoka series.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, he would have been perfect.
Spot on, and has the right height, had it all. So someone like that was thick but still muscular.
Yeah,
almost like you see ex-wrestlers look a little bit like before they get really overweight. But that kind of thickness, I think, would be a perfect Kingdom Come character.
100%. 100%.
For sure.
I
always thought. No, go. What you're saying?
No, I feel that that's definitely Kingdom Come is definitely something that's on his docket. It was too popular for it not to
be. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. I wonder how they're going to handle the mythos of Superman in the Superman movie. Are they going to go to the Mara Park Kent and the ship landing and all that, or they're going to assume that people know all that by now?
You know what? I think that they may go the route of the Earth 1 Superman books.
Yep.
Where he's already in Metropolis
He's already
So it's
established.
like, yeah, so he's looking to get himself established, right? And he's still like new to his powers, and he's still kind of trying to stay low key, and you know what I mean?
Yep. Yep.
Those Earth One books were very, very well written. For those of you that are looking for recommendations, I recommend the Earth One series from DC. I just read Earth One, Wonder Woman. It was excellent.
It's a good starting point. Good
Yeah,
starting
it's fantastic. So good. And then number one of this top 10 list is Darkseid.
Ooh, okay. Now they did hint at that, didn't they?
They did. And
They
we
did
got a
hint at
little
that.
bit of Darkseid. We got a little bit of Darkseid in the Snyder Cut.
We got it
Right?
right. Was it in the cut or was it in the deleted scenes? It was something in there somewhere, but I remember seeing him for a bit at the end, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was actually, yes, you're right. It wasn't both, but he was a bit more fleshed out in the Snyder Cut.
Yeah.
We got
Yeah.
to see Granny Goodness and Decide, and you know,
Yes.
a lot of those characters from Apocalypse in the Snyder
Because
Cut.
if you introduce that, then you've got to start introducing Mr. Miracle and
do the new guys.
all of that stuff, you know?
You know, that's full on Kirby.
Yeah. Kirbyverse. Kirby Crackle.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
You know, which BTW, to segue into the next topic, you know, Fantastic Four.
All right. And how are you feeling about that?
So I feel that it was smart to set the Fantastic Four in the 60s.
Right. I agree.
You know, because it'll like explain a lot of the goofiness.
Yeah.
That's part of like the Fantastic Four mythos. You know what I mean?
But you know what? Sometimes these characters work better in that era. Like, it's kind of like when you modernize a Phantom film. I don't think it'd work. You got to have it set in that real 40s,
exactly
50s, or even before then. Like if you had a pirate version of the Phantom, like you go to those eras, they're just meant for that era. You know, like it'll get to something I want to segue and I want to ask you about later. But definitely, I think leaning into where the character started, like a Flash of Superman.
Of course.
It doesn't get better than Flash of Superman, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's like the Shadow.
Right.
Right? The Shadow, it works in that early noir, pulpy kind of aesthetic. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't work now. Like, you know, it wouldn't work in a modern day setting with like computers.
The Shadow, the Spirit, Green Hornet, all of those characters, you know?
100%. I mean, because, you know, with the way things are set up, you know, modern day, you know, the story can end in a matter of seconds. You know, everybody's got a smartphone, you know.
Satellite.
They can just send an email, you know.
Drones. Yeah.
There's no need for the disc, you know, that infamous disc of extortion.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Or there's no need for the package to go from one place to another.
No need for the package. You know, nowadays they just send a tweet.
Yeah, right.
You know, with the video attached, and you
they
know
don't even have a transfer of files. Nothing's lost. Nothing's in a briefcase like Pulp Fiction. There's nothing needed like that.
And then movie over. You know what I mean? It's 10 minutes.
5 minutes. You get that thing I sent you? Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Credits.
All right. Credits. Boom.
Credits.
Right. You know, so I think that putting them in the 60s was smart on their part. You know, and you know, so now they can like really lean into the source material as intended. Because if you put it in perspective, you know, the other attempts at trying to bring the Fantastic Four into a modern day setting, they failed.
Well, it didn't feel right, you know. I mean, like, are they going to have the goofy little Fantastic Four car, like that looks like a
Like the
a tanning
bathtub?
bed, the tanning bed
Yeah.
spa bath car that flies around.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like all that little goofiness, the big blue bathtub, floating around in the Manhattan skyline.
Flying around in an Advil, like it's just.
Like what is that? With
What are
bed
you doing?
seats.
You couldn't come up with a more better. That's what you thought the future was. So what are you doing?
Exactly.
And the Baxter Building. Are we going to go to the Baxter Building?
I think they're gonna lean into the Baxter Building, yes.
Yeah.
Because I remember that it used to be Four Freedoms Plaza.
Right.
Right? In the comics it was Four Freedoms Plaza, and then or am I thinking that wrong? Because I know that one came before the other.
I think the Baxter Building was first. I think
Baxter Building was first, and then Four Freedoms after I think there was an explosion or something. I gotta like research it a little more.
Yeah,
but I do remember one coming before the other. So for sure they're gonna lean into all that.
Right.
Right.
Look, I was never a massive Fantastic Four guy, except for the fact that it brought in the Silver Surfer and Galactus.
Yes.
So if you're going to do, and Doctor Doom, love Doctor Doom, which probably is going to lead you to something else. But yeah, it's I like those characters. I thought that part was cool. But yeah, I never read much of the first family.
So my thing with Fantastic Four is, I was never really into FF like that.
Yeah.
I did appreciate what they set up.
Yeah.
Because they brought in Annihilus, they brought in Kang, they brought in the explanation of unstable particles for the superhero suits. Right?
They were almost like a background narrative for explaining things that were going on. So for me, Reed was always like, he's going to explain to me what adamantium was, and he's going to explain to me why the portals are opening, why Galactus is here, blah, blah, blah. So he was kind of like your background narrator.
Right. He was there to give us the exposition.
Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. Exactly.
He was there to give us the exposition as the audience.
Yeah.
So, I feel like I'm cool with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like that that could work.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then we have officially announced a Shrek 5.
Oh, okay.
Shrek 5 has officially been announced, and they're bringing back all of the original actors: Mike Myers, Cameron Diaz, and Eddie Murphy.
So Mike needs a new paycheck. Well, what's going on?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Mike. To be honest, Mike is doing pretty good for himself.
Well, he owns it. He owns the franchise. It's his thing, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing pretty good. Oh, Dre's here. What's up, Dre?
Hey, there he is.
So Mike's doing pretty good for himself, dude. He owns a hockey team.
Of course he does.
Yeah.
But he's also got all the Austin Powers money coming in constantly. Like there must be.
Exactly. Some of that old SNL stuff.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? And not to mention
Wayne's World. He's
got a pretty good acting range because he's been in a lot of recent stuff too. He was in Inglourious Bastards. He was in he had he had a dramatic role in another movie that I saw recently, and I barely recognized him.
It's always funny when they make up him and put him give him a British accent.
Yeah, absolutely. But he's doing all right. So then segue.
We don't have to worry about him. That's good. He's good.
Yeah, he's good. He is good. So
no need to crowdfund.
For Eddie Murphy, we're going into Beverly Hills Cop, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The recent Beverly Hills Cop movie that's now available on streaming via Netflix.
I've heard mixed results.
I gotta say, it was surprisingly good.
You enjoyed it?
I did. They brought back Judge Reinhold, right? They brought back his partner. I'm forgetting the actor's name. Forgive me. right?
Oh, the bald guy.
The bald guy, yes.
Yeah. He's probably looking about 90 years old now, is he? I don't know how old he is.
He doesn't look too bad. He looks like he's about in the 70s,
Okay.
right?
Because he's a big fella, like he's a big guy. Has he done the whole, weight loss thing that makes him look kind of weird? Like
the Ozempic? No. He looks as he should.
Good.
He looks like he should. He's still a little portly, right? But it's totally him.
Well, it suits him. If you start doing the John Goodman thing, it looks weird.
Yeah, and even John, like I think it's
Righteous Gemstones. It's just a bit odd.
Yeah, I think it was more so I got used to seeing him fat.
Yeah.
So to see him thin is weird to me.
We know you're trying to make healthy choices, but it doesn't suit us. Sorry. So you have to go back.
Like, who are you? I know you're trying to be healthy, but have a sandwich.
You got to think of us. Think of us first.
Think of us. Not your fatty
we have
liver.
needs.
Think of us. Not your fatty liver.
Not your longevity of life. Just. Oh man.
Don't worry about the kids, fucking kids. Think of us. Right?
Yes, exactly. And if you're not,
Beverly Hills Cop on Netflix, it's actually pretty good. It's a very fun watch.
Nice.
Story. It's what you would expect from Beverly Hills Cop movie.
It wasn't Academy Award winning stuff back in the day either, was it? Like, let's be honest. So you just got to let go a little bit when you're watching these shows.
Yeah,
and just enjoy it.
But all in all, it was a really fun watch. Really, really fun watch. Eddie hasn't skipped a beat, dude. Like he's still got it. He's still got it.
He's still got the chops.
Yeah. Yes. Now, you're a fan of Mel Brooks, as I am.
Yes. Young Frankenstein.
Okay. An official Spaceballs sequel has been announced.
God.
And Mel Brooks is attached.
He's like 100. How is he doing it? I think he is literally 100. I don't even know how old he is, but he must be getting old.
But if he's involved, I'm watching. He can have my money.
He can have it.
Right? It's Mel. It's Mel. You can't go wrong.
You can't go wrong with Mel.
Right? So then we get the trailer for Gladiator 2.
Oh, no, I'm there for that. I need this.
Okay.
Yes.
It looks really good.
It looks good. I wasn't sure when they first announced it. Like, how are you going to do? Isn't he dead? Like, how you?
Yeah, and even Russell Crowe said it himself. He was like, I'm dead. I got nothing else to do with that. So it's like, stop asking me about it.
But dude, it's like they've included everything we wanted in the original, or we loved in the original, as a 2.0. Like you got the rhinos in the arena. You got like it looks amazing.
Yes,
they got the water fights that they used to have in the Coliseum. Like it looks incredible.
So Dre says he just rewatched the original Beverly Hills Cop and prepped for the new one, and man, it still holds up. The car chase at the end, at the beginning, is epic. Absolutely. See, there we go.
Yeah. Did they play Axel Foley when they were in the show? You have to, right?
You have to.
It's kind of like doing a Lethal Weapon movie without the jazz saxophone playing.
Right. It's like you can't have, Star Wars, good or bad without John Williams.
Yes, well, they're doing that.
But no one ever said it was good.
No, that's like good or bad. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but you need John. You need John in there.
You need John. Go get John. He's gone. Go get him.
So it looks really, really good. Denzel Washington's character is someone who actually lived in those times. So he's someone. He's depicting an actual historical figure, which is exciting to see. Denzel do. So I'm really excited.
Which is cool because they did that with Marcus Aurelius in the first one too, and that worked out really well.
Yes, indeed.
I'm not sure about Commodus. I think maybe Commodus was real. I don't know, but the son.
I think so. I think
Yeah.
so.
But I noticed she's in it. I saw in the trailer that the daughter's in it. Marcus Aurelius's daughter.
Yes, the
She's
daughter's
back.
in it. The son.
Yeah, I See Dead Things. Where's he? Is he back, or what's the plan there?
I believe. Well, I don't think the actor is back. I think the character is back.
Yeah. I don't know what happened to that.
By the end of that, well, the mom, the actress that played the mom, is back.
Yes.
She's back.
And she'll be good. She's a good actress. I like her in Wonder Woman too. She was good.
Yeah, I'm stoked to see it.
Yeah, so it's going to be one of those few times I go to the cinema again and remortgage the house to buy a ticket, but it's going to be great. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not cheap.
Oh yeah, I do. So then there was the trailer for Captain America: Brave New World.
Now I'm keen to hear your thoughts on this with Harrison and the gang. Tell me the story.
So I know that Harrison came in because the original actor that was playing General Ross passed away. May he rest in peace.
He was great too. I liked him.
Fantastic.
Yes, he was like one of the few out of that original Marvel universe I thought that came with real acting chops. Like he had a real convincing, gruff way of doing it. You know, like you believed it. You believed that he was General Ross.
That, and he grew a fantastic mustache.
He wore that stash like nearly as good as Man at Arms. It was nearly a good Man at Arms. Yeah,
that was Man at Arms level mustache at its finest.
That was Tom Selleck approved.
Yeah, absolutely. There you go. It was Selleck approved.
Selleck
right?
approved.
Selleck approved.
The little essay stamp. Selleck approved. This message is being Selleck approved.
Right. So, yeah. So with Brave New World, dude, I'm kind of up in the air.
Yeah.
Right?
You know, I like the actor that plays the Falcon, but I like him as the Falcon.
Yeah.
I want Steve Rogers again. Like I want.
It's no knock on Anthony Mackie.
No, I like him as he's great as the Falcon, but I don't know. I'm just not there with it. I just kind of want. Can we give me Steve Rogers as Captain America?
That and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the as a series was okay.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I didn't mind it.
I did enjoy it. I did enjoy what they were setting up.
Yeah, like I kind of felt like they set up the beginning of the West Coast Avengers with the Captain.
Yes.
But I noticed he's in something else now. Is that right?
No, he's still the Captain.
No, but he's in another team, like Thunderbolts or something, is he?
He's in the Thunderbolt.
Yeah. I don't know much about it.
I would have liked to have seen the OG Thunderbolts. Right?
Yes.
So the Thunderbolts in the comics were basically a replacement of the Avengers, but they were all made up of villains.
Right. Can we just get an Avengers versus the Soviet super soldiers? Can we get that?
I think that might be on the horizon.
With like, do you know what I mean? Like with Ursa the Bear and all of those characters in that. Like they were kind of the mirror of the Avengers. You had the Viking version of Thor, or whatever he was, the Russian. Yeah.
Man, that would be cool.
That would be badass. Well, imagine that on screen because I always loved the what was his name? The Red Captain America. What was his name again?
Red Guardian.
Yeah, I loved him in the comics. You know, he looked great. He had that cool fin on the top of the helmet. And he looked great.
Well, I think that with the Fantastic Four being set in the 60s, I think we can expect some of that to happen. You know what I mean? Because I think that with FF being set when it's set, we can expect a bit of Chris Evans coming back as Steve Rogers.
You reckon?
Yeah,
you think it's gonna happen?
I think so. I mean, and a lot of the goofiness, right? So I don't know. I'm kind of up in the air with how I feel about the new Captain America film. They revealed that Harrison would be Red Hulk. Right. So
Yeah. I didn't know that bit. Sorry, I didn't
yeah,
know that.
yeah. So there was a little peek
Oh, I
of
did see him on the stage at Comic-Con doing the Hulk roar. I guess that must have been what he was talking about.
yeah. They revealed that Harrison was going to be Red Hulk, and
Right.
there's a little like a piece of the trailer that wasn't released yet, where like you could see the red, like he's turning into Red Hulk.
Right. Okay.
So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
There he goes. I don't mind Harrison. He
Yeah.
does a lot of the old thick hand movements all the time. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to see me?
Get off my plane, right?
He's always got the big hand, thin wrist, wobbly hand thing like my dad.
Yeah.
Does, you know, like cigar fingers. You know.
So, Dre Studios poses an interesting question. How do we feel about the new Crow movie?
Yes. I think that's a question for you because you are. I love the movie, but you are the Crow. Like you are all about it.
I listen.
Listen, I'm listening.
The Crow, the original
Brandon Lee
with Brandon Lee.
Brandon Lee
is easily one of my all-time top 3 favorite films that I can watch over and over again and never get tired of.
So it didn't need to be replaced, really, is what you're saying.
No, never.
So shut the front door on that.
Shut it down. We don't need a new one, right? Now I can understand.
Shut it down. Drive it into production with your car on fire. Shut it down now. You go home. You get me a sandwich and shut the rest down. Get me a turkey leg and everything gets shut down.
Exactly. Right? So I could understand the appeal of trying to bring it into a modern day setting, right?
Yeah.
But like how we mentioned, there's just certain things that don't work in a modern day setting. It's like if you would try to bring, like say Lord of the Rings into 2024.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't work. There's
Don't
too
do
many
it.
elements
Stop
that
it.
work against it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't do it.
So I feel as though and we can look at how the franchise was treated, right? Historically,
Yeah.
with the other sequel films. I think there was the second one was the only other one to actually come out in theaters, right? Everything else went direct to DVD.
Yeah.
And then there was the failed TV show with Mark Dacascos, Stairway to Heaven, right? And Mark looked good. Mark looked good as Eric Draven, right? and you know he can do the fights and all that, but
yes, but now no.
yeah.
You know, you aren't. And I just think, you know, cool, but it doesn't, you know, it's kind of like when they did the Highlander TV series. It's like, yeah, cool, but I'm waiting for Lambert.
Yeah, you want Connor McCloud, right? To pop in there, you know,
with his bizarre Lambert accent.
Sean Connery to fall out of a closet or something, right?
Yeah.
You know,
what a shushers all
know, like that's what we're waiting for.
And the villain, I want that villain. You know,
yeah, dude,
it's the best.
I forgot the actor's name, but he voices Lex
Clancy.
Luthor.
It's Clancy, isn't
Clancy, it? Yes.
Yeah. Clancy Brown.
He's been in the Boys.
Oh, Shawshank Redemption. Like he's been in everything.
He's been in everything, dude. He's almost like Sam Jackson.
He was in the new He-Man. Like I mean, he's been in everything.
Yes, that guy
Clancy Brown.
Everywhere.
Now that guy would make a good Hellboy.
Oh yeah, he would. Absolutely, man.
He'd make a good Cable, actually.
Dare I say it? He'd make a good Kingdom Come Superman.
Yeah. Do you reckon he's getting a bit old though?
Yeah, he is getting up there.
Yeah.
He's getting up there. I think that by the time they do a Kingdom Come in this new DCU, he age out.
It's out. It's done.
Yeah, he get him out. He's done.
Who was the villain? Who was the villain in Kingdom Come with the big horns on his head? What was his name?
Shoot. Hold on, let me pull that up.
Because he would make that character really good.
With or at least, yeah.
He had the large. He's all in the gold armor. He kind of represented the whole Liefeld Jim Lee era of comics.
Yeah.
But he'd be good as that. I reckon he'd be a good character as that. Now, Dre Studios is hitting us with the questions here, man. He's got, speaking of franchises that are on life support, the new Hellboy actually looks good. Yes, man. We talked about that earlier.
You just talked about that. Yes, it actually
looks pretty good. We were pretty happy with it. We'll see how it pans out, but yeah, we're pretty wrapped in the way it looks.
Yeah, man. Like I think the fact that it looks very like bare bones or practical in its look, that it doesn't look overproduced is what appeals to me the most. You know, like Will mentioned it's got like this Evil Dead kind of vibe to it.
Magog is his name.
Magog, yes. I could see, like, for sure they'd have to CG the character, but he could totally voice it.
He could do a Magog
easily.
Or he could even do it, because I think he did the voice. Didn't he do the voice in the Justice League series of the guy from Warworld?
He did no. That was Michael Ironside.
Oh, that's right. Okay, Michael Ironside. Where are you? Time to come back.
Yes, I think Michael's like, he's done though, dude.
He's like 5,000 years old. But wasn't I seeing him? He was in something recently, wasn't he? I don't know. I always used to get him and confused with the dad from 70s Show back in the day.
I can see that.
Yeah. They're always kind of blurred to me a little bit.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because he was the bad guy in RoboCop, remember?
He was the bad guy in RoboCop.
Yeah.
He voiced Sam Fisher in the Splinter Cell games.
Yes.
Shoot, what else was he in?
Everything.
He's been in everything, dude. Because he was in a couple of episodes on the A-Team.
Yeah.
He was in everything. Okay, that man was working in the 80s.
Because when I saw him in 70 Show, I go, hey, he's like, hey, Carly, you know.
Yeah.
Guns. I keep waiting to say that, like in RoboCop.
He was in Starship Troopers. There you
go. No, that was Michael Ironside, wasn't it?
Was it? Yeah, Michael Ironside.
Yeah, that was Michael. See, we're confusing him. It's the bald guy with the glasses problem, you know. It's becoming interchangeable.
You know, it was one thing that like I didn't like realize until much later is that the father from Everyone Loves Raymond was the Frankenstein monster.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
From Young Frankenstein. Yeah.
From Young Frankenstein. So like I'm watching Frankenstein, I'm like, oh, it's Pop Romano.
I know. And every time I see him on screen on TV, I keep waiting for like Jim Wilder to do the sing and dance with him, and
oh man, I tell you.
Put on the Ritz. I was waiting for like their rendition of it, but no. Lo and behold, it didn't come.
It didn't happen. Unfortunate.
Nope, sir.
Quite unfortunate.
Trying to do this battle ram. Struggling a bit.
That is that's what I got for
there's a couple of ones you missed. What about Robert Downey Jr. as Doom?
We got to talk about that. Yes.
We do have to talk about this because I don't know.
So
I don't know. I thought he's gone.
Yeah.
As did everyone.
So, you know, I can understand the two sides of the argument.
Yes.
Right? Like Kang was supposed to be the big bad.
Yeah.
I get it, you know.
Deleted.
They didn't have to eliminate Kang.
They could have recast.
They could have recasted for sure. They could have recasted.
Or they're just trying to get rid of the stain. The stain of what was. Yeah, I don't know.
You know, bringing back RDJ as Doctor Doom, however, I think that they dropped the ball with the casting, only because RDJ, obviously like went out on a high note.
Like, it's only going to work if they don't show his head.
Right.
Like if he, as a voice actor, he could probably do it.
100%.
Which,
100%.
knowing how he portrayed Iron Man, most of the time was, sorry?
Because you, like, for example, RDJ was in Oppenheimer. And unless you look really, really close, like RDJ's lost in that role.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's a chameleon, dude. Like RDJ's got hella range. So it's not a knock on his ability.
Yeah.
I feel like that because he played such a prominent role in the MCU.
Well, dude, he introduced the MCU.
Yeah.
Like, he was the beginner. Like, he began the whole thing. Like, you don't get Marvel Studios without Iron Man.
Exactly. And it's like, he played such a prominent role. It's like, you made your money. You went out on a high note. He even said that, like, there was no challenge in doing superhero movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's
I'm
like,
with you.
why come back?
I'm not against you.
You know what I mean? Why are you coming back?
What are you doing, dude? And, like, I just think, like, unless they're going to go straight in, all in, man in the Iron Mask, don't see the head, he could probably get away with it. Like, I mean, he spent most of the time acting as Iron Man from his home.
Right.
And they just put a digital screen on his face, So they could get away with that. Like, I guess, like Pedro Pascal does with Mandalorian.
Right.
But if they start showing his face as the scientists that, it all goes wrong, just like in Fantastic Four, I just think they're going to lose it. I just think people are going to go, well, what is this? What, is there no one else? Is there no one else in Hollywood that could have played Doctor Doom?
Now, 100%, I would have been totally on board if they would have cast someone who was like Middle Eastern descent.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Dr. Doom is Latvian, right?
Right.
And Egyptian. So I would have liked to have seen someone to, like, kind of play that role.
Well, can you imagine someone with an accent like Bela Lugosi doing it? Like, I mean, it would have had that real great,
hands down.
Would have real great. I just think I don't know, it just waters it down when they do things like this. Like, just it could have been, I'm not judging. Like, it could be amazing. They could be doing stuff to this that we haven't thought about. But on first reaction was really the tiny little green tunic that doesn't work, and the looked like he came out in his pajamas, and he's shrunk a bit because he's getting older. I think, oh, what is this? I can't do this. I can't do it.
I think like one other approach that you can look at it, right?
Yeah.
That you can look at it from is the attempt to put a surge of energy back into the interest in the MCU.
Bring him back home again.
Yeah, because James Gunn is about to drop heavy. He's about to drop heavy, right? He
knows it. He's been holding back.
He's coming in guns blazing.
He's been watching what they're doing with the failures of the Marvels and stuff like that. He's ready to go.
Yeah.
He's ready to go with the chain gun from the helicopter. He knows what's going on.
Exactly. So, like, this is Marvel, like,
SmackDown.
This is Hail Mary time, right?
this is WrestleMania. This is gonna happen.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like, oh man, they're about to drop, all of this. We need
so hard and fast. You're gonna have to make a decision: are you DC or Marvel pretty soon?
Easily.
Again, just like when we were kids. You're gonna have to make a decision where you're gonna be when the tide hits.
Are you WCW or are you NWO?
Yeah, you make a decision, right?
Like,
are you with the mouse or are you with Bugs Bunny? Like, which one are you going to be?
Exactly. You know what I mean? That's my theory. That's my theory.
That is where we are at.
They've been seeing the buzz of the new Superman film.
Yeah.
They've been seeing the articles about the lanterns, who's involved in the production of all that, and they're like, oh man,
Oh Jesus! And plus
like,
Batman 2 next year,
of course, you know what I'm
right?
saying? Like the Cape Crusader out on Prime right now. Like
Oh
these,
my God, we need to talk about that next.
we got to.
We need to.
I haven't watched it yet. I haven't
Oh my
watched it.
God!
I know.
I've been hanging to talk to you about this because I'm ready to burst.
I haven't watched it yet. It's actually the very next thing that I'm gonna binge because I just finished watching The Boys.
Oh yeah, did you like that?
Huh?
Did you like that?
I did. I mean, I feel like the gore can be a bit much in some scenes.
It's a bit like you just dropped a bowl of soup all the time. You know, like
Yeah,
a splash.
yeah. It's like if you do it so often, it doesn't feel special.
You know, like it just sounds like it's exploding. Like it's just a bit much, or it's like, oh, we're overdoing it a little bit.
Yeah.
A little.
So,
like the body's holds only so much blood.
I just finished watching The Boys, and I had a conversation with one of my students earlier today, and he's been watching the Cape Crusader.
Oh.
And this kid's like 14. And he's like, Mr. Kenny, you're gonna love the Cape Crusader.
You are, man. You are.
Because it's like, and he told me, he's like, it's the OG Kevin Conroy Batman animated series all over again.
It literally sounds like him.
I'm like, I'm sold.
Yeah, you're in.
You're in. Like,
you're in.
Say no more. I'm sold.
He's gone.
So I'm 100% gonna start watching that like tonight once we're done.
Yes. Oh man, like I need to hear immediate feedback because I just finished watching it and I'm watching it again with my boys.
Yeah.
And I give it 5 out of 5. Like it's just fantastic. Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. I'm not even going to tell you anything because I want you to experience it. Right. But I loved every bit of it. I gobbled it up. Like the animation's beautiful. The intro itself, intro was amazing. It had a real like detective noir 1930s feel. And they'd put a filter on the animation for the intro. It was like really grainy.
Oof.
Yeah, it's like you take Bruce Timm and you put him like with all the technology that's changed from 1991 to now, and with the same series. That's what you're seeing. You're seeing complete evolving nature. Do you remember like the early Batman cartoons? Sometimes they didn't merge the computer tech of the vehicles with the 2D animation very well. Sometimes it's like, oh, I see what they're doing there with the car or the van driving down the road. Right. It's seamless now. It's seamless. Oh. The glow effects on fire and explosions and the fact that they got someone to mimic Conroy's voice.
Ooh.
Oh, and the whole thing's set in the 40s.
I love it.
It's great. The cars are all old. It feels like I'm watching a Bogart, The Big Sleep with Batman in it.
Nice.
Like it was just perfect. I watched this. I go, yep, I want more of this, and I was really pleased at the roster of villains.
So, is it episodic?
Yep. In the sense that, yeah, like loosely, like you'll have things that they'll reveal that you might pay off a few episodes or maybe an episode later, but it's nearly like an introduction of a villain per episode.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, like the original series.
Right. So very much like a villain of the week sort of.
Yeah.
No,
it was good. I was all over it. It was fantastic. I watched it the day it came out, and fantastic. Yeah, it was great.
Okay.
But I can't wait to experience it.
That's going to be the next thing I jump on. I mean, how long are the episodes? They're like 30 minutes?
I think there was 8. I think I saw 8 or 9. I think it's 9. But faithful to the original artwork. Like you've got Catwoman I'll reveal that. Original outfit.
Nice.
Batman's got gloves, like wrist gloves, not the spiked gloves. Like we're going OG on this stuff.
Oh, okay. Well,
they've done a few change ups here and there, but I think you can live with them. Like it's you go cool.
Right. I figured as much. I mean, because they went with the old like Batman suit, where he's got the short gloves, and then he's got like the wide
and the flared ears, where they go out and slide in a bit. They come out. They got a funny twist to them.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Wasn't that roundabout when he was like using a gun?
Yeah. Although I think his symbol back then, the symbol back then was way smaller on his chest.
Yes.
But it was around about that period. But it kind of only, I mean, you may see it once, but it's kind of moved around a fair bit. But looks great. I love it. Batmobile looks fantastic. Fantastic. It's really cool.
And they went with something like 40s.
It's 1940s for sure. Like the vehicles are all in that period. Yeah, the buildings are all set in that 40s style with the, that sort of terracotta brick and grey sort of kind of feel. Like it feels like you're watching the set from Adventures of Superman, 50s, but then. So it's pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah, it's nice, man. I loved it.
Yeah, I've been hearing.
Everyone go watch it. Everyone go watch it because I want to talk about it. I need to get it out. I need to share. I need my safe space to share. Right, there's my battle ram in the ground there, Kenny.
Let's see what we got. Ooh, okay.
In the ground, like it's crashed. I'm gonna have a bit of smoke coming off.
Man, I haven't seen you do too much tech. Your tech looks good.
Thanks, man. I don't do much tech. A lot of organic, but just giving it sort of those. Yeah, I did a bit of reference while we're on the stream. What just then, just to see if there was two of these at the back, but I think there's just one. There you go.
Chris Corbin, the man, the myth, the legend.
The man with the plan and the golden hand. House of Dragons, Kenny. Where are you at with that?
Dragons. Let me tell you about that House of Dragons. That is something that me and the wife we watch religiously every Sunday.
Yeah.
All right. Religiously. Now,
not church. That.
Huh?
Not church. It's House of Dragons.
That's it.
So don't even ask.
Yeah. It's. So, I'm loving what I'm seeing so far. I mean, my daughter has been rewatching the original Game of Thrones.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
So she's been like, simultaneously watching House of Dragons and then like rewatching the OG Game of Thrones, right? And I'm not gonna give it away when and where, but there is a spoiler for what happens to the Queen in House of Dragons.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen the series 2 yet. I've seen the first one.
Yeah. So, because
if I remember correctly, the Queen was her best friend, wasn't she?
Right.
And then she got power.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, dude, like, all I'm gonna say is, the show ends tomorrow. Season finale is tomorrow. And stay off social media because social media is just gonna destroy you, bombard you with spoilers, right?
Yeah.
Dre Studio says, "Okay, folks, past my bedtime. Glad I caught you live again. Art looks banging." Dre, thank you so much for popping in, and hanging out with us for a little bit. Looking forward to see what else you come up with. So far, so good, man. Like, I'm loving the stuff that you've been posting. I took your advice, got one of those finishes for some work I'm going to be doing very soon. And man, keep doing your thing.
And everyone follow him. Like, just he does some really cool reveals with trading
Absolutely.
cards and paintings. And I think you were doing, what were you doing yesterday? To some sort of Venom, Old Man Venom or something you're doing? Like, get on there and follow Dre. He's doing some cool stuff, and you'll be pleasantly surprised. Thanks for joining us.
Indeed. Our previous conversation inspired my latest sketches. Ooh.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Do tell.
What have we done?
What indeed?
What have we done? We've
What
done it again.
You gotta share the goodness, Chris.
The granny goodness.
Indeed.
See what I did there?
I did.
Other news, there's talks on a Constantine with Keanu Reeves sequel.
I did hear about that.
Yeah.
I did hear about that, and I gotta say, Constantine with Keanu is easily one of my guilty pleasures.
I liked it. I didn't care what people said. I liked it.
Really, really love that movie.
Yeah, it was good. I like him. He's perfect in it.
He did so well. I mean, granted, the Constantine show, right, was more in line with the comics.
Right.
Right? That actor that played Constantine, you know, he nailed it. Like it's John Constantine, right?
Right.
But I do like Keanu's
Portrayal.
Performance as Constantine, you know.
Agree. Yep.
And the actor that played the devil in that, amazing.
The who? The devil. Oh yeah, he's good, isn't he?
The one that played Lucifer in that movie.
It's probably the best time I've seen the devil portrayed.
Probably the most unique.
With the white suit and the tar dripping off his feet.
That's awesome.
Fantastic. Now he was also in. He's been in everything, but he was also in. I saw him in Day Shift with Jamie Foxx.
Yes, he's been in a bunch of stuff, dude. He was in. He played the Russian drug dealer in Bad Boys 2.
Yeah, he's your go-to Russian guy.
Yeah, he's the go-to Russian guy.
Yeah.
Yvette comes in with flemulence, chest feathers, fur underwear, and mind boggles.
Not a lot of fur underwear on Teela.
I'm telling you.
A lot of cold surfaces.
Indeed.
I feel like armor on skin kind of stuff. Like probably not built for comfort, old Teela. Maybe that's why she's mildly grumpy, but
yeah,
not a comfortable bit of fur on the boots.
A little bit.
Yeah, agreed. What do you think about the release? I know you're going to love this. The re-release of the DC Comics logo, going back to the classic circle of blue with the stars.
Absolutely.
Are you all over that like I was?
100%. Bring it back.
Yeah.
100%. That's,
Don't discuss it, just do it.
Yeah. It's like, why'd you change it? I get why, the 90s were a different time. You want to be edgy and kind of keep up with Marvel, but
stop. Now stop it.
Yeah. Let's
get serious.
let's get down to brass tacks here.
I loved it. James Gunn using it. I think it just gives me a lot more confidence in his ability to be faithful to the brand and what they're doing.
Absolutely. And and that's what it's all about, right?
Yeah.
Keeping it faithful to the source material.
Right.
Treating the source material with enough respect to, just tell good stories.
Right.
The fans will come.
If you build it,
they'll come, dude.
They'll come. They'll do it.
Have you seen Deadpool yet?
Not yet. No. I've been a little bit busy doing this other stuff, but yeah, it's on my radar to go do for sure.
Neither have I.
You always loved the DC Bullet.
The DC
the
Bullet.
one the one going around the planet. Is that the one you're talking about? It's kind of zipping around. I think that's what. Yeah.
DC Bullet's another good one.
Yeah. Now, talking about James Gunn, he's doing Creature Commandos.
Mm,
You didn't mention that.
I wanted to talk to you about that.
Yeah, I love all
saw
that
a
stuff.
trailer for that.
Bride of Frankenstein, all of those characters looks amazing. I'm all over it.
Yeah, I saw a trailer for that, and it looks excellent.
Yeah, this might be interesting.
It looks really, really good. So I know that you know, classic monsters is definitely your jam.
Yes, love the Universal monsters. So I'm
So
keen to
you
see
know,
where it goes.
very interested to see what James does with that. And you know, it feels as though we're gonna be eating good.
Yeah, eating
Next,
good
eating good
because it
these next couple of years.
has been a bit of a bit of a void, hasn't it, for a while?
It really has. I
Yeah,
mean, you know, with a lot of failed TV shows,
yeah,
you know, I think the only like real saving grace right now for Marvel is Deadpool, right? Because that opened up to like millions, and it's still generating a decent amount of cash, you
yeah,
know. And it's been buzzing, like it's got everything buzzing right now, you
yeah,
know. Um, and you know, Disney sort of like needs a win right now because you
yeah.
know the Acolyte doesn't look like it's coming back for another season.
Did you
You
watch it?
know, I did not.
Yeah,
I did not, but I've been steadily like watching the gossip behind it. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like, you know, um, and shoot, there was something else I was going to bring up, and it totally just like
Well,
escaped me.
they're billions of dollars in debt from bad decision,
This is true. This is
and
true. So
so they've got to start perhaps looking at who's making the calls on projects, castings, the agenda. I mean, we still got the Gina Carano lawsuit that's happening.
yep.
Uh, there's a lot of stuff going, a lot of controversy going around that, and email. I think it's going to be more damaging to Disney than it's going to be to anything to do with Gina,
True.
because we've got people being called in now, subpoenaed to like Kathleen Kennedy and
Wow.
yeah, Pedro Pascal. People are going to be going to the actual to court. So I think it's going to be pretty damaging. They're going to have to start really thinking about Lucasfilm, what they're doing, really.
Well, you know, they're you know they're kind of fast and loose
Yeah.
with bad ideas.
Well, nothing's really taken properly. I mean, really, I think when you consider the properties that have come out and the $53 million an episode with the Acolyte,
Right.
you think, where's the money gone? You know,
Very true.
Chris Bommerson's Acolyte finished strong, but it doesn't change that it should have been better. I agree, Chris. I think it ended well, but it had a bit of lackluster all the way through it. You think, well, when's it going to pick up? I feel like they kind of stretched it out a bit too much. Like you could have told it in less episodes, but
Oh, so you think they padded it?
I think so. It was, yeah, a little bit. I think that they had a fair amount of flashbacks, which Star Wars traditionally haven't always done.
Right.
But it handled it okay. But they were whole episode flashbacks, so you lost a lot of screen time with that. But yeah, look, who knows? I think there was potential there in the idea of what it was. Like you've got a story, a concept where someone is killing Jedi,
Right.
right? And it's going to be told from the Sith perspective. I'm all over that. Now, did it deliver that? Don't know. I felt it could have been a bit darker, really.
Right. I mean, of course, if it's being told from a cis perspective, like one would assume.
Don't you think, Chris? You think it could have been finished a little bit more of a darker feel to it? I mean, they really could have slapped a higher rating on it and maybe made it more horror based, perhaps. But I don't know. I think it was an opportunity they could have gone a bit heavier with it. Like, granted, there were some great death scenes in it,
Right.
good fight scenes. That was all cool.
Of
but I just felt like there was just I don't know, there's some few things that they just felt a bit off. But that might be just a horror fan in me as well, you know.
No, I could see that. I could see that. I mean, I haven't seen the show, so
Yeah.
I take my critique with a grain of salt, right?
Yeah.
But from what I've seen, right, I think some of the ideas that they used in the show, they don't align with what we know to be Star Wars.
Right.
Like
I
feel
mean,
like
I don't know.
like
I just think they've
you
pushed
know
it.
what I'm saying? Like that's not Star Wars, dude. Like,
Yeah. They really pushed this High Republic era. They've been doing that for a while.
right.
That's fine. If you're going to do that, that's cool. But I don't know. It's just like, I think one of the biggest slip ups I think Disney have done is their disregard for the Lucas era of Star Wars.
100%.
And yet they know every time they drop a Luke Skywalker or a Vader, that's where the money is.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But then you go to the theme park and they can't find them anywhere. Like it's all this era. So I just think, I get you got an agenda, but if anything's taught them anything in the last years, that their brand isn't infallible. Like you've got to, at some point, yes, you do have to do a little bit of fan service. And these characters were created with a great deal of thought for the mythos of what Star Wars is.
100%.
Right. And if you're leaning into what you're thinking is Star Wars without perhaps reading Joseph Campbell or talking to George Lucas, then it's a big mistake. Big mistake. And I was saying this with absolute complete love for Star Wars and the excitedness that they're going to keep trying. But you've got to look at the mythology and what it all means.
Of course.
Rather than saying, oh, this is going to be a cool lightsaber battle. Well, yeah, but why? What's behind it all?
Right. We need a reason, a purpose for all that.
You need substance. Yeah, you need substance.
Absolutely.
But that's no different to the Marvel universe as well. Like, yeah, it's cool you're introducing these characters, but do you understand what these characters are? Like what they represented, what Spider-Man represents and Captain America. And you understand that Batman, the idea that Bruce Wayne is he's pretending to be Bruce Wayne. He became Batman when his parents died.
Right.
That part of his humanity died with it. He's pretending to be Bruce Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
This new animated series does it well.
Okay.
You see him jump between the voices
of,
hey, I'm Bruce Wayne. Hey there, hey. And then if he's on the phone even and he's in Bruce Wayne mode, if he's on the phone to Alfred, he talks like Batman.
Oh, wow.
So he is that now.
Yeah. That's, man.
Yeah.
Jumping on that as soon as we're done.
Don't lie, you're on it now.
Oh no,
you're watching it now.
That's going to get my undivided attention.
Yeah, so very cool. Very, very cool. So tell me, what's new in trading card news? I've been meaning to ask you because there's one area that I feel a bit lost with when it comes to upcoming things, because there's so many properties that they manage. It gets lost in the news for me.
Trading card stuff. Okay, so apparently the Marvel license has gone from Upper Deck to Fanatics.
Oh.
Fanatics is owned by Topps.
Right.
Yes. So
okay.
That would explain the sudden shift, in licensing that we recently experienced.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And I've been seeing it all through the forums, right? Especially the Upper Deck forums. I'm seeing a lot of DC stuff pop up now.
Right. Okay.
There's a lot of DC stuff popping up now,
which is very cool because there has been nothing really about DC.
100%. There's been absolutely nothing.
Like I think Cryptozoic, I think we're doing DC game cards, but they were never doing trading cards, were they?
No, no. They were doing like your standard stuff, right? But not trading cards. Not
No.
trading. There haven't been any trading cards for DC not since like the '90s, like Death of Superman.
Right.
You know,
Well, I wonder why it just didn't fold into Tops then instead of Fanatics. Like, what's the deal there?
I think because Top or rather Fanatics handles more of the trading card and sketch card,
Right.
right? Because and this is again me just doing my my research. I saw that even Fanatics has like sketch cards that are representational of the ball players,
Right.
from like the different athletes.
So then why is Star Wars still under Tops?
I have no idea, dude. I think that may be something that is like specific in the contract.
Right.
That
That's interesting.
Fanatics may have been like a subsidiary that come out to come out later, just to handle that kind of stuff. But the ongoing uh, agreement or extension to the license may have been to Tops. So it's like I think it falls under the verbiage.
Right. Okay. Interesting.
You know what I mean?
Love a bit of verbiage.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I think that plays a big part
Yeah.
in like how these things get like handed off.
Yeah.
Respect. So trading card stuff, man. Like I'm seeing a lot of DC movement. Which is why
Collector
I think,
wise.
huh? Yeah, collector
Collector.
wise, I'm saying a lot of
Yeah.
DC
Right.
movement,
Okay. Yeah.
right? So
What's
I
your
think
space?
it's part of the reason why Marvel's getting so nervous now and trying to like bring back DJ. Trying to bring back DJ. He's like, you
Yeah.
gotta do it again. You gotta do it again, Robert. You gotta put us back on top.
They're gonna smoke in a bandit training sequence happening with Burt Reynolds.
Doing
Doing the sit-ups.
That's it. Yeah,
Drinking beer while doing sit-ups. Yeah.
it's Hail Mary time. You know what I'm saying? It's like
That's
we
right.
gotta bring back our DJ.
Yeah. Oh man.
Right? We'll see. It's like you always say, Will, the pendulum, right? It's gonna swing
It does.
back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
And
this
here
might
it
be
is.
the year of DC again. Who knows?
Here it is. It's swinging back.
Yeah.
So
The Secret Wars have begun.
I mean, I've always been a DC guy. I've never been afraid to admit that.
No.
Especially during the height of the Marvel fanboyism.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I still love Marvel stuff, but my love stems from the books.
Yeah.
Not so much from like, what we see in media, although some of the media stuff is really good. X-Men 97 was excellent.
It's a nice add-on. Add-on. Like I'm still waiting for our Justice League moment like they had in the Avengers movie with the circling camera. I'm still waiting for a version of that, but it might come.
Yeah, no, I feel it will. I feel that it will. I think that, James so far is moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
So, so far, right? I'm willing to let him drive a little longer.
Give that kid a go. Yeah.
Yeah.
you did a good choice when you hired him, Kenny. You made a good choice.
Yeah. I try.
Yeah. You did your reference checks. It's all good.
It's necessary. You got to do your homework.
So just a quick one. Tell me what you're up to with your painting there, because I know you've done a lot of painting and rendering while giving everyone the news.
So what I'm doing is I'm just kind of building up my layer values in her skin, right?
Yeah.
So I want her to appear toned but not cut.
Right.
So she's got like so she appears fit and muscular, but not like super bulky, right? So I'm not gonna go into too much detail with like, you know, the cuts in the legs, right? And I'm just kind of, you know, just building up the values here, right? I haven't decided where my light source is going to come from.
Oh,
you know,
that's bold. Yep.
Yeah, you know, because you know, it's jazz, dude.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
At
Yep.
this point, I'm just kind of like dropping some fills in, and
Yes.
then when I decide where my light source is going to be coming from, that's where, like, you know, I'll
Where you'll
drop
be.
in some
Yeah.
heavier whites, you know, soften some of the some of the separations in the local color,
Right.
you know, and then work in some of my purples and blues, you know, for my shadows. Chris Borman says, Tops is from my hometown. Now all of the building signs have changed to bazooka.
Oh.
Like the gum?
Bazooka.
Is that like the gum company, Bazooka Joe?
Oh, okay. I didn't know. Imagine if they changed their sign name to Dunder Mifflin.
Amazing. He says, yeah, it's Bazooka Gum.
Good call, Kenny.
Nice.
Good call.
Nice. You know, I've always wondered what happened to Bazooka Joe's eye.
Now you know.
Whatever happened to that kid's eye? What was he doing?
That was not a property that made it to Australia.
You know what I mean? Without proper supervision, a child can lose an eye. Because like Bazooka Joe, but so like all right, so since you know it never made it to Australia, right?
Yeah.
Bazooka gum was like these little chunks of gum that were like rippled, right? Like the ruffled potato chips, so that you know you can have the whole bit of gum, or you can break off little strips like a Kit Kat.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. So inside the wrapper came a mini comic strip.
Oh, cool.
Right? A comic strip usually featuring the mascot Bazooka Joe.
Right.
When you Google Bazooka Joe, he's a blonde-haired kid, right, with freckles and a ball cap that's turned backwards, right? But he wears an eye patch.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
how many kids do you see with eye patches nowadays? That's
you know
old school.
So, like,
old school.
No one's ever asked the question, what happened to Bazooka Joe?
Didn't want to go with the glass eye. We're going with a patch.
You know, like what happened to this kid that he wasn't properly supervised?
Yeah. His eye got deleted. His eye got deleted.
And is yet still allowed to hang out with the neighborhood kids.
Still allowed to be on television.
What happened to Bazooka Joe?
Yeah, I think we need to deep dive in this one. It's going to be me at 3 a.m. on the elbow looking for Bazooka Joe.
I need answers. I need to know.
Yes.
You know, this is just one of those things that, like,
come on, Corvette, get on that referencing right now. We need to know.
It's like shower thoughts. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, you're scrubbing your knees, and it's like, man, what happened to Bazooka Joe?
Bazooka Joe, whatever that kid.
You know what I'm saying?
I want something amazing. I want something amazing to have happened.
It could have been that amazing. But he was a kid.
I want the lore of Bazooka Joe. Yes. Unraveled. We need to know. People need to know.
Joe lore immediately.
I need a comic book on it. I want it yesterday.
But sure enough, it was a really cool concept, especially growing up in the 80s, right? Me living in New York. Bazooka Joe was one of those like pieces of gum that you could get for like 10 cents, right? And you know, you always got like a different little mini comic strip, you know, inside the gum wrapper, which was really cool, and it added like a little bit of like collectability, to the candy.
Did the gum taste like? Did the gum taste like 10-cent gum? Like it was like?
Oh yeah, totally,
like
totally.
Getting a bullet.
Yeah, dude, and it was hard most of the time, so it was like usually after the first 5, maybe 8 minutes, like it loses its flavor, and now it's like you're chewing on a piece of kneaded eraser. You know what I'm saying?
You're chewing on He-Man's foot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that. You know what I mean? Corvette says she's in the garden weeding.
Come on, Corvette.
So she is unable to be our woman in the chair right now.
I know. Oh, jeez.
She's weeding.
I feel like you and I are in there robbing a bank, and Corvette's in the van.
She's in the van.
She's too busy to block the alarms. And we're out there going, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "Just give me one more.
Give me a second.
Just give me one more minute. Just give me one more minute." And we're just AK-47 everywhere. Everywhere.
I'm almost done. My kiddo's almost pushed back. I'm almost done. Let me file the nail down.
This new kid, Chris Borman's lost his mind. He just shot 3 people. So, I mean, we're trying to run down the road and there's no Corvette because the van is not backing us up. We're compromised. So
Chris Borman says maybe in the heat of Florida, you cannot bite off the strip Bazooka Joe, but in PA, that gum was like a rock. Dude, I'm telling you. See Chris
maybe
from PA, from the Northeast, like I am. You know what I mean? That like me growing up in Queens. Me growing up in Queens, dude, with enough force in the arm, you can put that gum through a window.
Or through a kid's eye.
Maybe that's how Bazooka Joe lost his eye.
Yeah, man. Maybe he took a bite and the shrapnel took his eye out. Like
easily. You know, because it's like, how's this little kid how does this little kid have war wounds already?
Yeah. Why is he such a badass? Like, out of casting, is that a costume or did he really have no eye? Now I need to know as well.
Therein lies the question.
Yeah.
Right? Because this is during the era of like the popularity of the bad kid.
Yeah, right.
Like, bad kid popular. You know what I mean? Like Dennis Menace.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like Heathcliff. You know how Heathcliff would go around beating up the neighborhood dogs, and cats and such. You know what I mean? Like, I think he was just, a byproduct of what was popular in the 80s. But still, I need the lore.
We need to know.
We're
bringing it back. James Gunn needs to be in the universe.
That's it. Yvette says, sorry, it makes for a better movie, though. Not if we die. Not if we all die.
We're running around in ex-president masks with no getaway car. That's what I'm saying to that.
We need a sequel, Yvette. We need to come back on a sequel.
We're running flat out down the road. Kenny's screaming like a mad woman. I'm crying like a baby. Chris Borman's still in the bank shooting people. I don't know what's happening. The work experience kid's gone.
That's it.
Dre Studio said he'd be there for the final shootout, but then took off. I don't know. He had good credentials. We checked it, but yeah.
He did.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
He has war wounds because they grew up in the 70s. Yes.
Right.
Yes. Bazooka Joe is a grizzled 12-year-old boy with one eye.
Yes.
Who grew up in the 70s.
There could be a real reason why he could represent that era, why we don't have firecracker nights in Australia anymore. Like Bazooka Joe. Yeah, he's the one who got him banned. Because we used to have them every year. But no, thanks, Bazooka Joe. Thanks a lot.
We used to be able to, light our own fireworks here in Florida.
Yeah.
Until kids like Bazooka Joe
got on TV and made everyone feel bad. Thanks a lot, Bazooka Joe.
And started blowing their own heads off and losing fingers. So they're like this, like a shop teacher. Like the shop teacher.
Blew his own head off.
Now he's in 5th grade and It's just a kid with no head, you know. The background.
It's the kid that waits too long with the fuse.
That's it.
Gone. Just it's gone.
Dude.
It's like in those movies, there's always the guy that drops a grenade and dives to get it. You know he's going to die.
Uh-huh.
Like in the movie The Thing, when he drops the grenade and it falls in the snow, there's no getting it out. You know he's going to get deleted.
Yeah, 100%. Like, run. What are you going back for? Run.
What are you going to do with it when you got it? You don't have enough time to throw it.
You know? Just run, dude. Like,
it's like he made a bad decision to dive after it. And I thought, what the hell? I'm just going to see it through. I'll keep digging in the snow, even though I've got 3 seconds.
I got to see it through now. I'm committed.
I'm not going to be able to get up with my bad knee and run now anyway. So I'm just going to see it out.
I got to see it through now. You know, I'm just going to eat this.
It's going to do this. You're on your own with the dog. Oh, I can't.
You
know? I'm done. See you, mate. Deleted. Hey, you know what? We've been pretty good today. Like, that was probably the closest we went to going off the rails.
This is true. This is true.
We've been pretty good, pretty well behaved.
I think a little out of practice is why.
Yes, I think we get a bit of credit.
It's been a little bit, but yeah, I think next week though, no promises. Next week though, no promises. This is gonna go really quick.
Next week's gone. It's just gone.
It's gone. It's gone. You know?
Oh man.
We just kind of getting our groove back right now, but next week, gone.
It's over. Just work on rendering Teela's head.
That's a nice render.
Thanks, man. Just trying to get that. Adding a bit of rose in there.
Yes.
I'm doing that a little bit more lately, adding that into my skin tones with a bit of Prussian rose, and it tends to warm it up nicely.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, Chris, we may have lost brand confidence a little bit because we haven't been regular. But Kenny's had his multi-grain now, so we're flowing.
Yeah.
Should be good. Should be good.
We are flowing.
Yeah, flowing. So was that all the Comic-Con announcements? I think so. That was about it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like the stuff that
we're all over.
Necessarily care about, right?
Scream 7, the new Scream 7 announced that it's going to be going back to following Sidney Prescott again.
You know, okay.
Yeah, all right, cool. Like, did we do that? All right, okay.
Yeah, you know,
like Halloween's following Jamie Lee Curtis again. All right, okay.
Yeah, you know.
No worries.
Yeah, what else? You know, it's
straight to video.
Exactly. Exactly.
You remember the days. Straight to video. American Ninja 5. Straight to video. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yes. Yes, indeed. That, like, man, what was it that I saw him? Oh, he was in that Jerry Springer movie. Michael Dudikoff played you saw that, right?
Yes.
Because he still has the same hair. He still has the same hair, and he was like,
still
he had a beard gut with the tank top on. I'm like, it's American Ninja.
Yes,
it's Michael Dudikoff as the trailer park dad.
Oh man, you know what? I'm waiting for them to redo a lot of those great sword and sorcery films of the 80s. Like, when are we going to see a Beastmaster redo?
Man, you know what? I'm kind of on the fence of there being a reboot.
Really?
Yeah, because for as cheesy as the Beastmaster was,
it had a good idea though.
It totally was. Totally was.
I don't
It's
feel
sort
like
of,
he did much for the idea of being a Beastmaster, though. It's kind of like, I did a couple of things. And
yeah, like I'll master this little handful of beasts. I don't want to talk to
oh, I got
so
3 animals, and I don't want to talk about the
I'm,
others. I don't want to.
I'm
Don't
good.
bring them up.
Yeah. I'm good with the hawk, the panther
Panther.
over there, and these little ferrets. I don't want to talk to anybody else. I'm good.
Ferrets, that's right. I don't want to talk about nothing else. I don't want to talk about a big serpent or a
I don't
badass
want to talk to
dragon.
nobody else. This is,
Just
I'm
the
good right here
ferrets.
with my little sex animal.
I'm calling him. I'm calling him on it. I don't think he was the Beastmaster. I think he was a
Just,
fraud. I think he was a fraud. I'm calling him on it. Lay the cards on the table,
oh
fella.
man.
Or go back to acting in the V movie. Because otherwise, I don't think you were that.
Yeah, of
I
course.
think it was a
We guilted Yvette. She said you guilted me. Apparently, he had 20/20 vision and wanted a distinctive look. Oh, so he's a fraud. He's a fraud.
Did that shatter your? Did that shatter your world?
It did. It would have been cooler
man.
if, like, maybe he was holding a firecracker to go to his face, and and he took his own eye out, or maybe
He's a
it
kid
was
commando.
or maybe it was the Christmas season, and his dad got him a BB gun that year, and he shot his own eye out or something.
Bow and arrow for the neighbor kid, something.
Or maybe he was standing underneath an icicle, you know what I mean, and he was looking up and he was
what?
Something like that.
Yes.
Make me feel something, Bazooka. Make me feel something.
Playing with his dad's samurai sword in the lounge room, and then boom.
Now he went from 20/20 to just 20.
He did like all of us did, and made like a ninja star in the metal shop, and
there you go.
Thwack.
Thwack.
Good night, eye.
That's it.
Good night, eye. But no,
Chris says maybe they could redo Crow into a good movie.
Yeah. Yes. Agreed.
Yes. Now, see, this is See, you know what? You already know. It's like when Oscar Nunez in The Office goes actually. You know it's gonna fall.
You know what's coming.
So,
oh man,
I think that movies like Crow, movies like The Beastmaster, right? They are a product of the era. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously, there was some sword and sorcery, sure, right? And if you look at what we have today when it comes to like sword and sorcery, right? Which is like really, Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, right? There is some heavy, relatable drama, in those IPs, right? Like when it comes to, like, say, Beastmaster, what was motivating him?
The woman,
dog. You know what I'm saying? Like,
if I remember the beginning, wasn't he some sort of prince that was like he got away and their family were murdered or something?
Yeah, something like that. And then he met a girl. He started talking to the animals.
He was a bit creepy though when he met the girl. Remember, like she was bathing or something.
And she was bathing. Like, he was like,
hiding her clothing, hiding the clothes. Ferrets, used the ferrets to hide the clothes. Did something, didn't he?
Yeah, he made the ferrets go take her clothes. Like, like, what are you doing, dog? What are you doing?
What you doing, mate?
You know what I mean? Like, a movie like that wouldn't work nowadays.
Yeah, you'd have to rethink that initial meeting encounter.
Yeah. So
And
like,
didn't he set the Panther up to be like, hey, I'll save you from the Panther, but Panther was
right. He set the Panther out. He's like, I want you to scare her a little bit, right? But,
yeah.
Don't touch it. I just want to just scare her.
Imagine if he ate the girl.
Right?
The Panther, oh, again? I told you to stop. Damn it. How often do you think I come across these women out here in the wild? Like, did you need to eat this one?
Yeah.
Like, I just wonder. I just wanted to just rips into one of them, and his whole plan's gone to put.
So,
movie and credits rolling.
Yeah, 10 minutes, credit rolls, right? So he knew exactly what he was doing. Exactly, he knew exactly what he was doing. So the thing is that for there to be like a really good modern day sword and sorcery, we have to inject it with some relatable dramatic aspects.
Yes.
Right? Like revenge, sure, but revenge has become so so overly used that it can't be the whole reason.
Right.
It can't be the one thing that drives the plot forward.
Right.
It's got to be compounded with something else. Like in Lord of the Rings, they're basically, the band of the ring are like coming together like the Avengers because each one of those like groups has a stake.
Right.
In the destruction of the ring.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, there is that dramatic element to kind of, push everything forward.
Yeah. Yeah, it can't be just this bad guy turned up, slayed your family, and the kid escaped and grew up to be the man that comes back to kill him again. Like, there's a lot of that. Or the kid escaped, he's got this cool sword that splits into 3 things, he's come back to kill him again. Or
Yeah.
He's the prodigal beastmaster. He's escaped. He's got this power. I don't know if he's alive, but he's coming back to kill Jack Palance again. Like, I mean, it's got to be something else.
Yeah, we need another layer. We need a couple more layers so that
you get a more mature audience now. Yeah.
Yeah. So that the stakes feel a little higher, so that it's not like this one-dimensional thing. Like, we can totally have a lot of the sword and sorcery involved in it. So that we know that yes, this is a fantasy world, and a lot of unexplainable, fantastical things are going to happen, right?
But
at its core, we need something to keep people engaged outside of like some sword fights, some half-naked women and men, and magic.
Yeah. Because Game of Thrones. Oh wait.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So I think if they do it, I mean, they would have to kind of retcon a little bit of the story to have some more layers.
Right.
Like if we look at some of the phase 1 like Marvel movies, right?
Right.
Phase 1 Marvel movies, like they were pretty cut and dry, right? With the direction that they were moving in with like their plots and such.
Right.
But there were added layers to it.
So what you're saying to me, if you're saying anything, is that Chris and I can't remake Beastmaster. Is that what you're telling us? Is that you've shut it down? You've shut it down. You've shut it down. You drove the Jeep. You drove your Jeep in and said, "Nah, pack it up. It's over. We're done. It's not happening."
The Panther, put the ferrets in the cage. Let's wrap this up.
Just shoots the Panther. The Panther's gone.
The Panther's gone. Tell the ferrets to stay out of the catering.
And the clothing wardrobe. Yeah.
Put some clothes on that woman, and let's wrap this up.
Let's wrap it up. I got a sandwich waiting now.
Yeah. No, but I love a good sword and sorcery, like film.
Yeah.
You know,
Don't get him wrong, folks. He loves it.
I do.
But
I do.
but
It's one of my favorite popcorn films to watch.
Yeah.
You know, like Fire and Ice.
yes.
The original Conan.
Yes.
You know, that sort of stuff. Like, I'm all about it. All about it. That even the Schwarzenegger Conan film, like Conan the Barbarian.
I love that movie.
As do I.
Yeah.
As do I. You know, that one, even though like the plot to it was him tracking down the man that like murdered his people.
Yeah. Again.
And slaved everything else. That was
the Riddle of Steel.
You know, there was a little more to it. You know, there was some added layers.
Yeah.
You know, because we saw him develop into becoming a warrior. We saw his training montage. We saw
great dialogue in that film, though. Some great dialogue.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh man.
The one where he says the lament of their women.
Yes.
I love that line, dude. I love that
line. But anything where you've got James Earl Jones speaking, I'm there.
Oh, of course.
You know, tie him to the tree of woe. You know, I just yes, you made the dead tree sound awesome.
Yes. I want the tree of woe.
Mom, can we grow a tree of woe in the backyard?
I want a tree of woe.
I am the tree of woe.
You know what I mean? So like
Zedro Arts, nice work, gentlemen. Fun stuff. Happy drawing.
Thanks for popping in, Zero.
Oh, Zedro. I see what's going on. Damn it. Sometimes I'm just too white for my own good.
You know, I'm hoping that by association you become a little more Puerto Rican. A little more, you know, by association.
It's like osmosis. It'll just travel over.
Yeah, by osmosis, So
if I go to Puerto Rican con, I could come home a different person altogether.
There you go. You'll be, instead of Will, you'll be William. Right?
Yes. I don't know how that's going to fit in with rural Australia again, but I could do this. I could be like, I'll end up looking like Pedro's cousins, just out of place, a little bit out of place.
You be William Blado.
William, with hydraulics in my car.
Yeah, it's like, every time you speak, when you finish a sentence, you'll hear a strumming guitar. Ding 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 ding.
Or just some people like doing that rhythmic clapping with the song, like.
Oh man,
the finger maracas or something, I could jive to that.
Oh man. I'm saying, I'm gonna send you all of my Puerto Rican juju.
Yes.
Via the interwebs, so that via osmosis.
Yes.
You get some of that opinion.
I'm there. I am there.
So I've been seeing this practice a lot in my news feeds, or rather my social feeds, where a lot of artists don't leave a lot of white in the pictures that they paint. So they'll typically use some blues, some very cool blues, or just fill the whole face with that base flush tone.
Yes.
And build up their layers from there.
Yes, that's right.
And those same artists use the same practice when they color digitally.
Yeah, that's right. They bleach the skin tone in.
Right.
sometimes they'll use that same rose finish or magenta finish to go through first.
Mhm.
And then, it's a bit of an oil painting things too. Like you build those layers up. You can work like that. With gouache, you got to be careful because it can end up turning like a bit of a muddy rose mess. It gets a bit pink and grey, like Teela's come off the landing craft a bit too hard, landed on her face. It's that kind of pink bruising. So you just got to be careful on how you apply it. But yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't tend to use a lot of white till the very end. Like if I was to bring that close up, there's not a lot of straight white on there. I don't know if you can set it. There we go.
Yeah.
Not a lot of straight. It's just tones of skin.
Yeah.
Right. So it's usually when I do come through with the white at the end, and I'll show you a little bit now. If I come through the white and just put a little bit on the nose, maybe a little bit on the lips,
a
bit on the chin, a little bit in the corner of the eye, brow, it really pops, right? So it jumps out.
Okay. Right.
But yeah, it's building those layers up, I think, first. But yeah. Oh, we got a few. Here we go. We've got a bit on the chats here. Yeah, it has been a while. Zero Art. See, I did it then, Kenny. I'm learning Zero Art. Has been a while, but we're back to the drawing board. Nathaniel. Oh, hang on. There's one before from Nathaniel. Yep. Half naked women. What drives those types of stories?
Yes, indeed.
Yep. Yes, sir. There's a lot of that in the 80s. And if you watch The Righteous Gemstones, there's a lot of the other.
Yep.
Which was hilarious.
Yeah.
They could always follow the Tarzan or George of the Jungle storyline and bring the Beastmaster into modern one and have him deal with the 2020s this time. Yes. Yeah. They could do it. It's like we were talking before about Phantom and, the Green Hornet and the Shadow and the Spirit. Tarzan's one of those ones, isn't it? Like, does it work now? What do you think? Is that something that's got to stay in that period?
I think it's got to stay in that period, dude.
Of the big white hunters and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Colonization of Africa and
because there's not like this is
one satellite shot. We found Tarzan. There he is.
Yeah,
we got him.
And then it pulls out her phone and it's like, here it goes. I found the ape man. Sends the picture to the cloud.
I found him.
Got him, right? Drops a pin. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is where I'm at. This is where he is.
I thought he was the ape man. He didn't have an eye patch. It was just fake.
It's just like, no. It's got to stay in that era of the big game hunters, the colonizers, what I mean?
The big moustache, the Tom Selleck approved moustaches.
Yes.
Those funny little safari hunter helmets and the khakis.
Yeah, with the flip on one side, the flip of the brim on one side.
It's got to feel like a tribal environment. Like I expect the Phantom or Tarzan to have the big drums in the background. Like
yes,
you got to have that. Yes,
that's what's needed there. Like, I don't think it would work modern day.
Agreed.
Zero says, this is inspiring. Might have to grab a pencil and paper tonight. All the best to you guys. Zero, dude. This is what we do, man. Like, we're here typically every week on Friday here stateside. It's Saturday over in Australia, Saturday morning. So we try to do this every week. The only times we don't stream on a weekly basis is, obviously work obligations. I'm a full-time artist and part-time teacher, so is Will. And, sometimes the projects, have tight deadlines. So, we don't always make the stream every week. However,
and that's what's been happening. And that's what's been going on.
A little bit of wiggle room, we're back,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like you said before, like this is a priority for us to do this all the time, but deadlines are deadlines. Got to do it. These things have got to be done.
Yes, indeed.
Just be aware, though, Zero, as you probably know, that once you begin, there's no turning back.
At all.
The
At
fever
all.
will get you. Fever will get you every time.
At all, dude. So one of the side aspects of doing the live stream where we necessarily don't touch the artwork until we're on stream, is so that you guys, the audience, can see the full process, right?
Right, the good and the bad.
The good and the bad. We've made real bad mistakes. Will redrew his Teela, off stream, and it's for the love of developing those muscles. You know what I mean? So like in this art challenge, we're illustrating characters from the Masters of the Universe, but we want to depict the characters in a more serious light, right?
Yes.
It's too often where we see these characters, looking like goofy or, not looking as badass as they can be. So, that's why Will and I took this challenge on, right? And it also helps us as artists to push the art further than what we're accustomed to. So it helps us kind of push ourselves into some uncomfortable aspects of how we compose the art. It forces us to try something new so that every piece can stand alone but also work together as a collection,
as a flow. That's right. And we talked about that before you jumped on today, Kenny, about the end result of potentially getting it into a book at some point. Both of it.
Oh yeah.
There side by side, which I think I get excited by that. I love that stuff.
Absolutely.
Love a good book.
Yvette says making a living has been getting in the way of life. Well, this is life for me, Yvette. This is what I wake up and I do. You know what I mean? So it's like I have to kind of categorize it like in the sense of like, okay, this is work, which is still fun for me, by the way. This is work, and then this is like what I do for me.
Yeah.
I don't get me, I don't get like to do a lot of work for me too often, because I have so much like work that I do. So doing these streams, it's fun, I get to hang out with Phil. I get to hang out with you guys. We talk a little bit of crap. We laugh. We answer you guys' questions, which is another aspect to the live stream because Will is a far more experienced painter than I am, and I've said this on many streams prior. Will is one of the guys that inspired me to paint my work. So I'm essentially putting in my painting hours, watching Will do what he does, and me sort of like following along, and then applying a little bit of my own flavor.
I mean, I think it's a ebb and flow from back and forward. I think that's the whole point of doing things like this, is that when you partner up, just like in a studio, you feed off each other's energies. That's the exciting part for me, anyway. Is that it's a motivator. Things that you'll do I hadn't thought of, and there's things that I'll do you hadn't thought of, and bizarrely enough, our character figures end up looking like in similar poses.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. That's part of the osmosis.
Yes.
But all in all, it's something that gets added to the mental image bank.
Yes.
For compositions,
And that's been a nice challenge, hasn't it? Has been doing full figure recreations of these 100%. Characters. Yes, it does take a little bit longer, and we're nearly coming up to a year. We're getting close.
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
So doing these full figure recreations are exciting. But that's the challenge, isn't it? Like pushing your knowledge and idea of anatomy over and over and over to get it right.
Mm-hmm.
Like how many sword poses can you get?
Yeah, that in itself, that in itself is a pretty big challenge because, like,
Yeah.
you know,
Like, what are we going to do when we get to jitsu?
yeah,
You know?
how many variations of like poses, can we come up with to where like everything still feels unique?
Yeah.
You know, that's part of in my opinion, that's one of the biggest aspects of the challenge is to not feel repetitive.
Yeah. And to not do cookie cutter poses over and over and over again. Like, how do I make it more cinematic, more interesting, more almost storytelling with each one?
Mm-hmm. I think I'm gonna give my skin a bit of a rest and start to work in some of my golds.
Well, we're actually nearly at the 3 hour mark.
Are we?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
2:54.
Man,
Yep.
that time does creep by, doesn't it?
It does. So we're probably nearly at the point where we're going to have to leave it for a little bit, which is okay too. Like the time away from this drawing has been helpful. I came back and reviewed the other drawing. I was like, I just don't feel like it holds the same strength. Like
Right.
anatomically it's sound, but I wanted something a bit more,
Right.
I wanted Teela to have a little bit more impact,
Right.
being that she's and she's a major character. And I don't want to, even though you and I are really essentially doing this on our own backs, and I want it to feel like it holds integrity.
True. I tell my kids all the time, you got to be proud of what you do. It may not be like your best outing, especially if it's something new that you're trying.
Right.
But you should be proud of it nonetheless because it's part of the foundation to what you'll ultimately become.
Yep.
So
yes and yes.
I will say that this I've like discovered a lot about myself as an artist, doing this challenge.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, dude, like just like there were things that I've done with some of the pieces that weren't necessarily real to me, if that makes sense. Like I couldn't like realistically see myself applying it or seeing a scenario where I would apply it.
Right. Okay.
Right. So, these challenges have allowed me to kind of really experiment and explore, some different facets on like how to communicate the art.
Right. Yep. I think it's healthy to do these kind of things. I mean, you see a lot of artists doing studies to expand knowledge. Unfortunately, in the world of commercial art, when you are constantly hit with deadlines, and finding that time is like precious gems, and being that we're both family men too, that's always a tricky balance. But the studies is where you do the learning, and I think this is what we do here on the show, like where the repetition of doing skin tone over and over, learning a new tint, a new reflected light, like learning to introduce yellows and purples and grays like Frazetta did, it's those kind of learnings that they pay off.
Yeah.
I've
been able to learn a lot,
like I was saying to my wife the other day, because I've been doing those trading cards for tops. I said it probably wouldn't have been possible 5 years ago, to keep that pace of painting over and over.
Yeah.
Because it's all timely, your knowledge is timely and it plays out in different ways. But the practice of doing this stuff is just increases speed and knowledge,
True indeed.
All right, now Teela, I feel like I've done all I want to do there. I might add in a bit of eyes, and then I might call it.
Yeah.
For that bit there.
I'm going to drop in some of
She's
these.
She's got blue eyes, isn't she?
I believe so. Yes. Yes, she's got blue eyes.
Chris Borman says, so many times I look at my work the next day and say, what the hell were you thinking?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I got stuff like that right now, dude. But you know what? I wouldn't throw it out. I wouldn't throw it out. I'll hold on to it. I'll look at it, because there was clearly something there. There was an idea there, and a lot of those, I guess, like bad attempts or failed attempts, served me in like future pieces.
Sometimes you'll get one too. You think, how did I do that? And I'm finding it hard to recreate that. It's like a little happy accident that you want to add to your little armory, but you've got to unravel the mystery of it again.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
All right. Sorry, I've gone quiet. I'm just doing around the eyes a bit.
No worries. I'm trying to make sure that I don't get out of the line here with her, I guess, skirt. I guess what that is.
Yeah, that armored loincloth almost, isn't it? Indeed.
So lay in some of these flats and get the chest plate. Now I see that. I'm looking to see if her collar is the same. It is, right? Yeah, the collar is the same color.
The what? Sorry, the collar.
The collar is it gold?
Yes, it is. I put a bit of the inside of mine in as a dark gold. Yeah, at my shadow. So I just add a little bit of Prussian blue with the what was the color I was using? Burnt something or other. Let me have a look. To get that gold effect.
Yeah.
A bit of raw sienna with a little bit of Prussian blue gives me that darker color for the gold.
Gotcha. I mean, there's some iterations where it's kind of bronzy.
Yeah.
All right. I think I'm gonna go with the bronze.
Yeah.
Brown out her armor a little bit. Get these fills in. I'm not going to worry too much about negative space because I don't want it to feel too shiny, too glary.
Yeah.
Right, because I want it to. I want her environment to feel like a shaded jungle.
Right. Yep.
So we're not going to go too heavy on the reflective whites. Let's see, and now it's the crown. Then we can cap it there. I want to throw some more of those same accents in like the hilt of the sword and on the handle.
Right. Yep.
And give her kind of like a leather handle to the sword sheath. I'll go with like some warmer browns for that look. Now the staff just may give her. Well, what do you think? Well, what material should the staff be?
Well, being that she's part of the Royal Guard, I'd say it'd probably be a steel or something, wouldn't it?
Steel staff.
You know, as it wouldn't be a timber one. It wouldn't be like
No.
a quarterstaff. It'd be something made out of some sort of metal object, metal
Okay.
foundry action.
Right. Right. Man, so I think I'll make that one bronze too, like a bronzy
Yeah.
kind of, you know. Okay. Let's get these nice fills in. Some bright. Get the new trim.
What's next on our list, Kenny? After this,
Is
it Zodak? Let me have a look here.
What do you got?
So we got Zodak next. He's going to be interesting.
Zodak.
And then we got Evil Lynn. So after Zodak, who's got like flesh color, we got Evil Lynn, that's like a bluey color. You got Faker, that's a bluey color. Many Faces.
Nice.
Ram Man.
There's your boy.
Trapjaw and Triclops. So we've got a good run coming.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Zodak is interesting.
Yeah.
He looks very sci-fi.
Yeah, he's a galactic enforcer or something, isn't he? I can't remember, but he's something like that. I'll have to look at his background when we do the many faces of Zodak.
Yeah.
Now, I've just got a bit of burnt sienna with a little bit of ivory black, and I'm just doing some little touch-ups under the nose. Just get a little bit of extra depth and the top lip, just to drop that into shadow a little bit more. And a little bit under the lip. There we go. I think that'll do for this week. I'll just zoom in so you can see, because I was sort of working outside of the whole figure. There we are.
Nice. Very nice. That's clean.
So I'll go over, got a few hair dangling down in a few spots, but so that's a base layer. So I'll come in next time and probably do another layer over the shadow area of her arm just to soften it a bit. So we get that nice soft underglow happening. And then it goes down. There's the battle ram finish. So the battle ram, we're going to do crash and damage, a little bit of fire. Might get a bit of glow on her under leg there.
Very nice.
Like we do with Man at Arms when he was in battle mode.
I dig it.
That'll do it for today. Thanks, Positron. Appreciate that. So, Kenny, what's your goals for next time? Set some goals. What are we doing?
So on the next stream, I think what I'll focus more so on is getting the rest of the fills in on the body. I mean, the bodysuit is white, so that's pretty self-explanatory. I'll fill in the boots.
Yep.
The boots, do the armor, and then get the fills in on the background before I start, adding shadows and drop shadows and so on and so forth, right? Because a lot of this rendering that I did here with the muscles is to serve me as a base. I want to push the contrast a little bit so that like I mentioned, it feels like she's in a shaded jungle.
Yes, and you're going to mix up a nice neutral sort of Naples yellow gray for her white costume shadows.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because I want to push the shadow towards the center.
Yep.
Right. So we get that nice negative highlight all around her silhouette.
Right. Yep.
To give her the appeal.
Perfect. Awesome.
I'm gonna play around with it, and I made sort of pre-mix some color before the stream.
Yeah.
Just kind of dive right in.
Sure thing. Absolutely. Well, in between now and next time, everyone, I hope everyone has a great week. Kenny, where can they find you?
Wild Ink Studios, as you see it on the bottom of your screen, at Wild Ink Studios and Wild Inks Kent are both of my Instagram handles. Wild Ink Studios, you can see that everywhere. Wild Inks Ken There's also my TikTok, Wilding Studios. There's also the Etsy shop. So if you're interested in commissioning a piece like this or something else, custom to your liking, Wilding Studios on Etsy. You can also find Will at Art of Will Clayton, available also on Etsy.
Indeed. And don't forget to like and subscribe to both of us. Hit the notifications button, which is always super helpful for us and the world of algorithms. And it lets you know too when we are live streaming that we're on, because like today, some things change up. You're not always aware of that. So if you can, that'd be great. Thanks for joining us today. And of course, we want to see more of your drawing, more of you expanding your mindset with art and tapping out of the 3D and doing some fun stuff just for a break. And you can always post your work on the Artists of the Universe in Facebook. And we haven't posted there for a bit, but we should probably do a bit of that, Kenny. But definitely post on there so we can all see it. We can add our own little bits here's and there's. Yvette, Positron, Chris, thanks for joining us today. Zero Art, it's been a nice crew to join us again. And we'll be here at the same bat time, same bat channel next week. And we will put our little artworks into a cryogenic hold until next time. See that? I just riffed on that out of nowhere. All right. Have a great week, everybody, and we will see you next time.
See you guys.